That's my favorite song in the whole world.
It's mine too. It really is.
Every time I hear it, it's like stuck in my head for a good month.
Nothing wrong with that.
So anyway, we're here tonight to kill people. Well, not really. That's not accurate. We're here tonight because there was some controversy with the Great American Bash, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of it. So we got Mikey here, we got Chris here, and then later Laray may come on, but we're not going to have them on at the same time so that there's no virtual fistfights. Anyway, so we're going to let you just kind of say your side and go through that.
Before we do that, why don't we start with what the controversy is? What's going on for those that don't know? We'll kind of fill everybody in, and then we'll dig into it a little more.
Yeah, you guys explain what actually went down, because I'm not even involved in it at all. I know, Mikey, you were a sponsor, and
yes,
and you were supposed to go to it, and then Chris obviously is involved. So I'll let you two say kind of what went down.
Well, I'll just be honest with you. What money I got, I've done the screenshots of everything that I got. I was very transparent about everything. I brought all the money to the table. There was a few entries that were done, day of, that were added into that. So the thing is I paid out. Actually, I've done the corporate decision just to pay out the first. But there's some screenshots that I sent Ryan to cover that. And
so to fill everybody in, there was supposed to be $28,000 total in prize money. It was a 32-man class, $100 a head. So it was supposed to be funded fully by having a full 32-man class across the board. And correct. You guys didn't end up with the 32. Do you have an estimate on how many, or do you have an exact number of how many entries you ended up with?
In the 54s that were paid.
Should I write this stuff down?
Between what was highlighted on the list and what we have, and it was.
I have the sheets. We can.
Okay, so on the list and what was paid that day, there would have been 225 entries.
Okay.
Now, on Laray's list that I sent Ryan, his book, there has been 35 people paid in the 54s right-handed. Left-handed.
Wait, did you say 34?
34.
So you actually had more than 32 in that class?
Correct. That had paid, that some of them didn't show up.
Okay.
Forth and so on.
We only had 20 that showed up.
We only had 20 of them that showed up.
Okay.
Now, in the 54 left-handed class that paid Laray, there's 13.
No.
54 left was 13. Okay.
That paid total.
So let's just go through all of them. I'll write them down.
Oh, I'm sorry. 18 left-handed.
18 left-handed?
Including from the time that this all started and the money that Laray got, we got.
Oh, I didn't see the December 7th.
There was 35 left-handed 154s, 35 right-handed, 20 left-handed.
Okay, I didn't see the December 7th down here. I do apologize, guys. So there's 35 in the right-hand class and 20 in the left-handed class.
Okay, got that.
And that's total up to December. In the ones.
So that's the entries that got paid for. 35 in the 54 right and 20 in the 54 left. Does that include people that paid and didn't show up?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, in the 176, there was 29 in the right-handed.
Yep.
and 27 in the left hand.
Okay.
For the 198s, there was 26 right-handed, 23 left-handed.
Okay.
The day of the event.
All right.
In the 220s, there was 19 in the right hand.
Yep.
And 10 in the left hand.
Got it.
In the 242s, there was 10. And then 5 in the left hand.
Okay.
This is all the supers.
And in the supers, left or right-handed, there was 13 and 8 in the left-handed.
Got it.
You totaling that up?
Yeah. I'll do it on my phone. It's easier. We need a math whiz on here.
Well, I can give you the total
Yeah, what do you got?
of what was sent.
225.
There was 225 entries.
Yep. That's what it came out to. Okay. 225 entries total.
Okay.
The day of injuries.
That was
only 141.
the day of the entries. There was only 100 that showed up was 141.
So only 141 showed up.
Correct. Now,
But nobody got like refunded that paid, right? It was all like they didn't if they didn't cancel before a certain date or something, right?
right.
Yeah.
And I did refund a couple of people. I don't have that list on me, but I did refund like 2 or 3 people. It wasn't that many.
Yeah.
Like 2 before the deadline of October 31st. They asked. One had a fella, his son was wrestling or something like that, and he couldn't make it. And then a couple more asked, and I refunded their money.
So technically with the 225, we're sitting at 22.5 for entry fees.
Correct.
22,500 entry fees, technically.
Okay. Now, on my post, I had 76 people paid me. That's 7,000.
So 76 out of the 225 entries.
No, not paid me. That was $7,600 that people had paid me on sent to my wife. Was $7,600.
That's just entry fees, right?
Yes, that's just entry fees that was sent to Beast Mode.
So that's 76 people, individuals paid you, or 76 entries.
Correct. 76 entries.
Okay.
Okay. Laray received 100 230 entries marked paid according to his list that you have, Ryan.
So if we take 225 entries and we minus 76, that leaves 149. So there's a few there probably missing.
Well, that's the thing, and I sent you some screenshots of people that said that they paid and they were not on Laray's list. Some people paid them on Apple Pay. I believe Mikey had sent him some money on Apple Pay for
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
never,
I did a $500 sponsorship, and then when I wasn't able to make it, I reached out to Laray and I offered him another 500 to go towards any of the other classes that were lacking funds to kind of help pull things along.
So what Laray sent me was $6,582 total.
All
If
right,
you
so,
add up 130 entries, that's $13,000.
so you said he had 100, what, 30 or 31?
130 entries paid on his notebook.
Okay. So right there,
And he only sent me $6,582. Because believe me, we have been working diligently for the last 2 days to get all this stuff. I was up for almost 48 hours the other day, looking through things, trying to find stuff. This morning I got back up. I went to bed at 3:30 this morning. I got back up at 6 and started all over again.
so technically, so if we go with the 225 minus your 76, that's 149. We minus his 130 entries. There's 19 unaccounted for.
Technically. But that's only going by his notebook of what I've looked at and what he sent me.
Yeah.
Again, there's people on Facebook stating, and you can go back and look at the post. I paid Danny Jenkins, Danny Jenkins, Danny Jenkins, Danny Jenkins, Danny Jenkins, Danny Jenkins. And the list just continues to go. A lot of people paid that were not put on the book. There was a lot of people that weren't on that were marked paid on the book that hadn't paid. They paid the day of.
So really to figure out what's missing is we would need like an itemized list, not just like a total, like, hey, I sent this much. We would need like each person that paid so that if someone's not on the list, we could narrow it down to who's not on the list that paid, like the 19 missing or whatever.
Correct.
Okay, that's that part. Do we have a total for sponsors, or we don't know?
Yes, there is a total for sponsors.
So Mikey did 500 plus another, so 1,000.
Plus, he done entry fees of 300.
Yeah,
Correct, Mike?
him and his buddy.
But that should be counted in with Laray's total.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's 1,000, and then Bomb Squad sent another 500.
I saw Lucky sponsored as well. If she's listening, she could chime in.
I don't know what she sponsored. I didn't even know that she had sponsored.
Yeah, I mean I saw her on the flyer, so
What Lucky do? 300?
I think it was the next tier from VIP. Chris, maybe you know which tier that is. Is it tier 1? Is that what it's called?
Well, the thing is I was not able to find any of that, and he never did send that to me.
Okay, I believe it was 300. Ryan is what
I
Ray
remember
posted.
posting it, but he never sent me who all had done whatever. As far as that goes,
So that's like $1,800 right there. And do we know if that's all the sponsors or no?
I'm believing that's the only people that I've seen that has said anything so far on all the posts.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, so that's another 1,800 added to the 22.5, which should have been total the 225 entries.
Right.
Is there any other? Were there any other charges like that we need to add to that?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Oh, No, I do apologize.
What do you mean? Georgia.
At the end of the tournament, you know, and everything. Ryan, I need you to pop something up for me. You know,
Sure.
Laray said he never said anything about missing entries or not paying people that didn't show up. He has stated that numerous times on the thing. But every bit of the money that I got sent to me was brought to the event. And I
Okay.
paid it out to the best of my ability. But can you pop that up where you know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, the text message you sent?
Yes.
All right, hold on here. I think it's this one.
That's it. Now, with that there, you know, that is it's a little aggravating, you know, and I've seen it, but I brought all the money that I had to the event.
Yeah.
I paid it in to
So,
the event.
gotcha.
Now, I will say, you know, out of the money that I brought in, the money that was paid, I should have never paid my staff with that. It should have all went to the pullers.
Okay.
There's nothing that I can do about that. It was designed for 32, and I'd already put that money back for said refs, said rooms, and my bed, or my bracket system. So with that being said, that money should have not been spent, you know, to my staff. That should have just been stayed right there, and it should have been paid out. But I should have went ahead and paid the fourth. But I didn't because there was only so many entries. I didn't hide nothing from anybody. The posts were out there. If there was 20 in a class, that's what was paid out. I brought every bit of the money with me whenever I done what I did. Another thing is go ahead.
This guy just said, weren't there fees for spectators? Is that, if there was, is that included in this or no?
No, that's a separate thing from the event. It was never meant to go towards the event. It was just something extra for the staff and myself and Laray.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me,
So there was money brought in through spectators, but you're saying you don't feel that should have went to paying for the event. That was for you.
It was for us
Help future events.
to help future events.
Okay.
How much was it? How much was that?
That was only $600.
Nothing off of pay-per-view.
I received $336 off of pay-per-view. Or hang on just a minute, Tess will tell you. Give me 1 second. $346. I do apologize. I misspoke.
Okay, we got another grand here that just now popped up. So is there anything else that came up off the event?
At the end of the event, I'm just being straightforward and honest. I took out the taxes where I held the money in my account so I could pay for the taxes on the money that I held. Beast Mode is an LLC. That money sat in that account, and I had to pay taxes. So I took $1,500 and some odd cents. In the state of Tennessee, the taxes are 7 to 10%. So I took 10% to pay for taxes.
does that mean you're going to have to like 1099 the sponsors and all that?
No. That money never reached my account, so therefore you don't 1099.
Well, I didn't know if that
I'm not
some of that money could have
I'm
been
not
from
1099
Laray or whatever.
not 1099ing anybody.
Yeah.
It's paying the taxes on what I held in my account.
So in the spirit of full transparency, how much did you profit from the event
I
between
profited
spectator?
the spectator fee. I kept all the $600 because that was for beast mode for further events, and I kept 1,500. I think it was $79.70 to pay for taxes, and that was it. Before I left, I handed Laray Jenkins $1,000. He took 100 out of his, and I took 100 out of my own pocket, and I handed that to Robbie before I left.
So Laray profited 900.
Correct.
Okay. Chris, so let me ask you, you mentioned this a minute ago that you feel you should have paid out first through fourth. Give us real quick. What are your regrets here? What do you wish you would have done differently that day? First through fourth payout? Would you
I
have
should have
donated
just
your money? You know, where do you feel you messed up?
I messed up by paying my staff. I should have just told them, look, I need to give you an IOU, and you know that's just bottom line. But I was trying to make everybody happy. It wasn't. I have never, throughout this whole span of doing these arm wrestling events, ever took money home or kept money. You know, anything that I ever used for other events, you know, I put back.
Yeah.
You know, so the thing is, I did not pay myself. I see the comment there. I did not pay myself. All I was looking out, it's not that I was looking out for my program. I was trying to better my program. So whenever we only had 140 something entries, and the money that I had, if you can add it up, and I itemized everything that I done, minus giving the 1,000 to Laray, the 200 to Robbie, and keeping the 1,500 and some odd dollars for the taxes. And that was it. That's all I kept out of the event. Everything else was paid to the max. The pullers, first place, was paid out only. The staff was paid. Laray got paid. And that's it. I can't say that I felt like I was in the wrong, because I didn't feel like I was in the wrong just paying the first place. There is a post there, Ryan, that I sent you. It was done in November, that Laray had posted before the event.
Hold on, let me look. What was the post?
It was on I think it was on November 19th. It was about how the payouts would go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see that.
Chris, when did you realize that Laray allegedly hadn't given you all the money? I mean, leading into the event, you must have known you were, $7,000-8,000 short.
In all honesty, I trusted Laray. I never
Yeah.
really questioned anything. He said that he was sending me all the money. So there's, he collected $13,000. He only sent me 6,582 of that. According to the list. That
Yeah.
he me.
And you didn't check this until after the event when you realized there's a problem?
I didn't know that there actually was a problem
Yeah.
up until I got there and we started to do the payouts and stuff.
How about this one? At one point, Chris, I was told that you have screenshots of potential borrowing from the entry pot. Do you have evidence, or is this true or not?
No,
It's not true, or you don't have screenshots?
I don't have screenshots of it.
How about the truth of it? Is that something that did happen or didn't?
I did borrow, but I paid it back. If I didn't have paid it back, my numbers wouldn't have been correct on whenever I brought what I brought. So therefore, I didn't take anything.
Chris Harrison asked if you can break down staff payments.
Yes. Give me 1 second. It's on the post that I posted.
Yeah, I think he showed 34.15 in staff and awards.
Okay, so this is it. It was $7,050 on payouts. That's what we paid out to all the way across the board. $840 in awards. $700 to Frank and Karen Bean for doing brackets. $750 to head refs. $300 to down refs. So if you break that down, that was $250 per head ref. That's also $150 per down ref. Then I spent another.
What was the down ref price? Sorry,
150.
150.
For down refs. Okay.
And then the school costed me $325.
For the venue.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Refs rooms were $491.24.
Ref rooms. How much for?
Do what now?
What was the ref rooms?
It was $491.24.
$71.
Oh, $71. I'm sorry.
$471.24.
Yes, sir.
Where's that 24 cents?
The hotel room.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is a good start as far as like trying to be transparent, get everything written down so we can do math and stuff.
I've been totally
It
transparent.
sounds like you guys kind of did your math beforehand anyway.
I did everything that I could possibly do to make sure that you understood that I did not take any extra money. And
This guy asked, Chris, I heard you paid yourself $1,000.
no, sir.
No truth to that?
No, sir.
Well, maybe what he's saying is you got 1,000 between the door and the live stream, right? That was 1,000, and then you took 100 to give to Robbie, right? Yeah. So maybe that's where he got the 1,000 from.
But I did not pay myself.
Yeah, you just put it towards
I put it
these.
back for
Yeah.
taxes. I
Has
mean, I
Laray
took taxes out of the
shown you-
thing, so the $1,000 that was left over, I didn't think nothing about it. The door fee or the live stream or whatever it was, the pay-per-view.
This question, has Laray ever shown you his Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal monthly statements to actually prove that the 6,582 he sent you was all he received, or was it just his word?
That's just what I added up on the thing, and what he had sent my wife was $6,582.
So unless we have the names of that add up to that amount, we can't really figure out who was missing or who paid and didn't. And
How did we even get to a weird number like 582 if everything's $100?
yeah.
Okay.
And then,
I can tell you that's just what he sent me was $6,582. And it's all on Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal that they sent my wife. Oh, and I will say this, my Venmo account has been down, and it's been down since way back before this even started.
Not before it started, like the end of June.
Into June. And Ron Bath did send me $100 for his entry, and it's still sitting there. It's not went nowhere. I just can't get into my Venmo to give it back. And I did reach out to Ron Bath and told him what was up. And as soon as I can get back in my Venmo, he can have his money back because he didn't show up. And, that was my fault because I misplaced it. That was a misplacement on my end. Again, I'm being very transparent. I have no reason to lie. So with that being said, The only thing I can tell you is there was 130 entries marked as paid on Laray's list. He only sent me, and I've got it on Venmo and Cash App and PayPal.
Ray didn't send that on Venmo.
Do you think?
Oh, it was Cash App and PayPal that Laray sent. Now, going back to the very beginning of this, I told Laray that I wanted it set up on one platform. One.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that does make it easier, but for some reason,
Let me
answer this question really quick. Chris Harrison, the reason for keeping taxes is I am an LLC, and anytime money goes into my account, there's an EIN number that goes straight to the government. The government knows exactly what goes into my banking account with that EIN number, and the bank has to submit that.
Yeah, but if you would have did all the payouts, you would have showed a loss, and then the loss would have been a deductible for your taxes. So that's a wash. You would have actually got a credit back for your taxes.
Well, see, I don't know these things. This is my first LLC. I don't know anything about that. All I did was look up the taxes.
That seems like that's a big problem right there. That's a big part of the problem right there.
What is
inexperience and not knowing of how to do things. I have a question. What was Laray's role in this? Like, what if it's just my business mind right here.
Okay,
so if he has a title. If he's in a company, he walks in. He's in a major company right here. What's his title? Is he the marketing manager?
Did Laray give you any cash? Laray sent me money on Cash App and Venmo. I will say that Quentin Murray gave me cash at Tennessee State from his own hand.
I'll stop. I'll stop the crowd question so that you and Sean can answer that question.
Laray I didn't even think I could be heard right there. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're a corporation, what is Laray's title in this company?
Laray was my partner.
He's a 50-50 partner, because from what I understood from all the posts that were being posted on both sides, really he was the marketing director pretty much.
He was a marketing director, and he was getting 50 of anything that I brought in. He got 50% of.
Okay, so he's 50-50 marketing director. So whenever I talk to you, you and I had a conversation back in the summer about me reffing some of the events, and but 100%, you told me that you're the money man. So the money man, hold on. You're the money man. So in my business mind, the money man in any corporation is a CEO. That's the CEO. Financial look, that's the CEO of the company is a money man. So you're the money man. He's the one doing all the marketing. He's the marketing director. In any corporation in the world, just like the taxes and not knowing how to do the taxes, the CEO cannot shuck blame off onto the marketing director. It just cannot happen. I'm
not shutting blame off on nobody.
So if the marketing director has some of your money, then it sounds like you and the marketing director need to have a come to Jesus meeting, and you need to get your money from your marketing director.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, the CEO still owes his staff and employees.
Okay, now let me explain to you what I meant by the money man.
I felt like it was pretty obvious, because you kind of boasted about it, how you were the money man and how you throw a lot of money into these events. And matter of fact, the numbers you used was $5,000 to $6,000. You said that you throw about $5,000 to $6,000 of your own money into each one of these events. That's how much of your money.
No, I did not. I told you that I gave away $2,000 each round robin. This here was designed on entries alone. If it was 32 people, and it wasn't even my idea to do a 32-man bracket. It was not my idea.
Where was the advertisement that it was on entries alone? Because I saw a lot of advertisement. The advertisement that I saw was boasting $28,000 payout.
Yes.
It never said wait. None of the advertisement I ever saw said anything about it may be lesser for any other reason. $28,000 payout, $1,200, $600, $250, $150. Okay. All right. So hold on. I'm gonna continue. Now, y'all talked about so far we've already added up, and we lost $1,000, and it's kind of magically appeared $1,000 in like 5 minutes of talking. But in just this conversation alone, we've come up to $25,240 that was brought into the tournament. Okay. The payouts were $28,000, but you want to put the staff and awards and all that in there too. That was $3,415. So between what you brought in and what everything would have costed, if everybody would have got paid what they were supposed to be got paid, would have been just north of $6,000. And yes, Chris, that is what you told me that you put into your events, between $5,000 and $6,000. You can deny if you want to, but
No.
that would have been an accurate amount. So if you throwed another $6,000 into your event, like you said that you normally do, then you could have paid everybody out exactly what was advertised, paid your staff and the awards, and everybody can go home. But that didn't happen. You said that you were going to make a bold statement during the tournament. You made a bold decision. My apologies. During the tournament, you made a bold decision to 50% payout. You don't make the bold decision was already made months. The bold decision was $28,000 in payout. You already made that decision. You made that post.
Okay.
You can't make a bold decision
All right. Now,
during a tournament to decide to cut it down to 50% and only pay first place.
I understand that.
Hold on, I don't have all day right here, so I'm gonna finish.
Now
right
look here.
This.
Now this was not supposed to be done.
The CEO is responsible of the funds.
That's fine.
You.
I understand that.
That's you.
But whenever there's
need to
money
pay
missing,
these guys, and if Laray owes you money, then you need to go after Laray for the money. If you're saying Laray owes you the money, that's fine. That's between you and Laray. That doesn't have anything to do with the porters. The money ends with the CEO. You need to pay the guys. That is just where the buck stops, is with you.
okay. Now, you wouldn't let me talk.
No, I wouldn't, because I'm about to get off here. I don't have to hear all your genre, because I've already read it. It doesn't mean anything.
It's not genre. So I don't know where you're going with why you getting so aggravated or hot-headed or loud. You were not part of the event. You don't know exactly what happened.
I'm being factual that you're the CEO.
I understand.
You're the money man. That's you. That's you saying that. You're the money man.
Okay, but you're saying that I said that I throw in $5,000-$6,000 per event.
Are you calling me a liar?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because I told you that I paid for every one of the round robins. I put $2,000 of my money into the round robins.
Well, guess what, sir? I call you a liar. And who's reputable here?
So what?
There you go.
You can call me a liar
care.
all you want.
You don't care.
You can call me a liar all you want.
You are a liar. You directly told me that you put $5,000 to $6,000 because you were boasting. I'm the money man. It's like a big deal to you for me to know that you're the money man and how much money of your own money. It was like you were trying to pretend like you were some kind of rich god or something to me.
Never once did.
That was the way you were coming off. You
Never
had
once
all
did.
this money. You put $5,000 to $6,000 of your own money, and it didn't mean anything to you. The money wasn't the problem. You're doing this for the athletes.
And I was. And
But
I have been.
But you can't pay the guys. But you can't pay the guys.
Well, you said you don't have any more time. Do you have any more questions?
Are you going to pay them or not?
Again, I'm on a podcast with Mikey and Ryan.
And with me right now.
Well, the thing is what you're saying is a bull-faced lie. I don't care if you've been in this business for 1,000 years.
Who's the reputable one right now?
What does reputable mean? I don't give a shit. I'm just telling you.
You obviously don't give a shit. That's apparent to the whole damn arm wrestling community right now. You don't give a shit. You're not reputable. You are done in the sport. Pay the guys and move on with your life. Get into something else.
We will figure out the payouts. But there is no sense in you sitting here telling me that I told you something that I did not tell you. And that's bottom line.
Why would I do that?
Because
do I get a game from that?
You're on. Look, I can done see where this is going there, hero. You're on Laray side,
do you,
plain and simple.
hey, I'm on the arm wrestler side, son. I'm trying to get the arm wrestlers paid. Are you going to pay them or not?
I said I would figure out the payouts.
The payouts are first place 1,200, second place 600, third place 250, fourth place 150.
Again, I got to figure out how to get it done.
Screenshot. Where Laray made that.
Which post?
I mean, Chris, I definitely appreciate you saying you are going to take care of that.
But
I mean, I think that's
can you bring up that screenshot that I asked you about, please?
The 30.
Which one?
The one that says if there's not 32 in each class.
The one that states if there's not
Laray's post
32 in each class,
Oh,
the payout would differ. Can you bring that up, please?
yeah. Just give me. I got to like upload it to this to put it on here. Let's see. I think it was one of these long texts. Hold on.
If this was Laray that was the CEO of this company, I'd be having the same conversation with him, but it just was not.
I understand that. It just seems like you're coming at me cross and aggravated.
Oh, I'm very aggravated because this is bullshit. It happens in the sport and it's bullshit.
Is that the right text?
Yes. Making this post because there has been a lot of questions regarding the payouts. If there are 32 in the class, payouts will stay the same. If there is less than 32 pullers, we will give away 50% of the entries that come in. For example, 16 people, $800. 8 people, $400. 20 people, $1,000, so forth and so on. The original payout was designed regarding 32 people committing to each of the classes.
But is that what happened? Did you do 50% payout? Because
No.
your 154 right was stacked.
I did do 50%.
No, you did not. How much did you pay out? You already said you paid out what, 7,000?
I did 50% of what people showed up with the money that I had.
So
that's two different things. The money you had and the money people paid is two different things. You said you paid out $7,000. There was 22.5 in entries. That's what's already been discovered. 22.5 in entry. Total 25,240.
That's fine. As soon as I can figure out the payouts and how to get it, I will start sending people money. It may take me months. It may take me years.
Well, great.
But I will get them paid.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere because the last post that you made was, hey, guys, I'm sorry about all this. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And that just don't cut it.
Okay. Thank you, Sean.
So did every class get cut to 50%?
Every class did get cut to 50%, but that was what was on the list the day that the tournament happened.
So it was only 50% of the people that showed up was the payout. It wasn't 50% of the registration.
Correct, because I only come in with $13,000, or not 13,000.
There's still a huge issue with the advertisements of it. There were so many advertisements that went out at $28,000 payouts, but you're falling back on this one post. It's not even an advertisement. One post. I never even saw that. I'm on Facebook and I'm in the arm wrestling world more than anybody, and I never even saw that post. Matter of fact, that's the first time I've ever seen that post. And I saw so many advertisements and hype about $28,000 payout. That's what got all the guys there. If I didn't see the damn post about 50% payouts, did any of the other guys see it? Did everyone that came there know that they were only getting 50% the payout?
I don't think so.
No.
I do not.
You've got to honor what you advertised.
I understand that, and I'm not denying that, Sean. I'm not. The thing is there's money missing. It's not accountable. If I got all the money, everybody would have been paid out correctly. Plain and simple. But I did not receive all the money.
Whose fault is that?
Okay, that's where I was trying to go a minute ago. But to the point when this was set up, Laray put his Cash App and his PayPal out for people to start sending him money.
Whose fault is that?
He told him numerous times.
I told him numerous times that I wanted it sent to me or my wife,
And Laray
and he
said,
would not post it. He said that they wouldn't send the money. I told him that I wanted it put onto one platform, whether it be Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Oh, everybody's not going to do that. Everybody don't have that. They all have it differently.
He's the media guy. You're the CEO.
But it doesn't matter. I can tell him to do something, and he just doesn't do it.
Then fire him. He's the media guy. You're the CEO.
Again, it's fucked up. I get it.
You're
And like I
responsible.
And I've already said that I would take care of it, Sean. So there's no sense in yelling at me any longer at all.
Well, quit trying to blame it on Laray because that's moot. That's a moot point.
It's not moot.
Yeah,
When people
it
are
is.
sending Laray money and he does not pay me all the money, I'm not blaming nobody. That's why I didn't want to come on here with Laray, because it was going to be turned into a blame game. And that's what you're doing now, is turning it into a blame game. And I agreed to come on the interview.
I'm trying to get you
Right,
to
with
acknowledge
Ryan and Mike.
responsibility.
So
How
Mike, if you
old are
want to
you?
continue, you're going to have to mute him.
Acknowledge the responsibility.
I
Your
just did.
role.
I just did.
Then don't shift the blame to your media guy.
I'm not. He owes money in.
He should have never had the money. If
I
he
told
does,
him-
go get it. Sue him. Whatever you got to do. You owe the athletes. You're trying to shift the blame. You're trying to push this Ponzi scheme about it's all about Laray. The buck
Everything's
is
been
with you,
about me,
man.
not Laray. Every post has been about myself and beast mode. You can sit here and point fingers all day long, just like everybody else is doing. I understand what you're saying, Sean. I'm not stupid. All right.
Oh, I agree. I don't know, but you definitely you don't understand everything I'm trying to say, because you wouldn't be trying to. You're making yourself sound even worse when you're trying to say, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm the money guy. I'm the CEO, but my media guy's responsible because I let him have the money.
Okay, Sean. You're sitting here. You're gonna fucking destroy anything that I'm saying, anyways. So it really doesn't matter what I say.
Do you understand how that makes you look?
Do you understand that you're just sitting here destroying me for no reason? Because I done said that everybody would have been paid out if I had all the money in my hand. I can't make people send me the money whenever they had it in their
All right.
pocket.
You didn't have the money in your hand because of you, number one. Number two, you tried to get out of it. It was clear. You went on there and said, I'm sorry, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See you next year. You tried to get out of it.
No, I didn't try to get out.
You're trying to, we're holding your feet to the fire right now. Yeah, we are. And yeah, you
You're
did.
more than welcome
I mean,
to.
you're lying over and over. It doesn't
No.
really matter. The thing is, the only thing that can make you look good right now is to pay the guys $1,200 for first place, $600 for second place, $250 for third place, and $150 fourth place. That's
And again,
the only thing.
I said that I
After
will.
that, you're still done.
I will do what I have to do to get that paid, but it's going to take a while.
All right, great. Thank you. That was my whole goal. Y'all have a good night.
Go ahead.
numerous times.
Go ahead. Now, I feel from you two that was a
Boom.
I was trying to avoid.
I definitely think. I mean, Sean, he was definitely aggressive, overly aggressive, which was a little unnecessary. I think his heart's in the right place. He wants to get the athletes paid. I commend you again for saying you're going to make it right. I think that's
I
fucking
will make
amazing.
it right, but it's going to take, and I'm going to tell everybody,
Sure.
it's going to take me years to do this. It's not
Sure.
like
Well, hopefully
Yeah.
not years, but
hopefully
Sure.
not years, but it'll take me a while. But
Yeah.
as far as 130 entries, let's go back to this. There was 130 entries that was paid to Laray. I only received 6,582 of that. So,
and
I'll
that's
make it right.
with 19 missing too.
See, Bob, what I don't understand is why. Like, I mean, it's super simple math at 100 ahead. Why did, when he sent you the money right there while you guys were on good terms, why didn't you call him on it? Say, hey,
I
I've got
did.
130
I
entries.
tried to get him to send me all the money at one time, but it never happened.
Yeah.
There were always excuses of why, or, you know, his bank account got hacked twice this year. Twice.
Right.
So, you know, the thing is I don't know why or how the money got fucked up. That's just the way it is. So, with that being said, I will do my best and my due diligence and pay it out. It's going to take me a while, but fellas, be known, I will get you your money. I'm not gonna destroy my brand because, and Sean's right, I am the CEO, but I never once told him that I spent $5,000.
Yeah.
Never.
You never told me that. I've heard you say 2 grand myself personally, but again, I do think, like you said, Sean has a point. You know, you are the CEO. It all comes down to you. If you had Laray collecting that money, it's like you said, you trusted him, and you're guiding that ship. So it does unfortunately fall back on you.
It
You know?
does, and I knew it was going to,
Yeah.
but the reason I didn't want to come on here and go through the blame game, you know, I'm blaming Laray for only sending me $6,582
Yeah.
out of 130 entries that he received of 13,000. So
I think that part, you know, you should mention that, you know, for transparency. Like,
Sure.
you have no choice but to
I've
mention.
been nothing but transparent from the get-go since all this shit happened.
Yeah.
But like I said, it'll have to go through one person at a time for me to pay. So I will go through the list and see who won second, third, and fourth, and first, and figure out what I paid them each.
Now, do you
I will go through there
regret the decision? Do you regret the decision of just paying first and not just trying to figure out per class, whatever?
I did. I already said that a moment ago before I went stupid. You know, again, I didn't come on here to be bombarded. I come on here to state facts. You know, and I feel like you guys bombarded me with Sean. I did not know that he was coming on, and that's fine. I would have liked to have known.
It wasn't like a planned thing. He just was like, "Can I come on and listen?" And I didn't think he was coming on to ambush you or anything.
Well, as soon as I seen him, I knew it was going to be an ambush. I already knew. So that's neither here nor there. You know, again, I'm not stupid. I seen what happened, and you know, he can call me stupid for, you know, allowing Laray to post a $28,000 event, you know, going out to the winners. And if you add it up, it's only 28,000 that got paid out to first, second, third, and fourth throughout all the classes.
Yeah.
So again,
I mean, the math, you've been so transparent with the math. Like, there's no way to fuck that up. Like, it's all there based on, I mean, even based on the entries, everything makes sense. There is some stuff missing, like the 19 entries that were missing from the other side. But, you know, now these are questions when Laray comes on that we can ask him and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, again, like I said, I will make this right for the pullers.
I think that'll go a long way. I think
so too.
People will appreciate that you say.
Like I said, it'll take me a while to do this, guys. I don't just have it like that. You know, it's not like I've got a pocket full of money. Whenever I pay out these $2,000 to each round robin, I've got to save for that. It's not like that I just have it laying around. And the way Sean made me sound is, and Laray was all about the partnership, by the way, up until, you know, all this shit went down back before. And I've got the screenshots of those. I can send them to you and let you see those. I mean, I know you guys have already read all that. But Laray has a tendency
of parted ways before this, right?
No. He wanted to leave, and you know, he had already started this Great American Bash, and him saying that he's going to be a man of his word, I told him he needed to stay until the end. And I think whenever he started noticing that shit was going south is whenever he wanted out.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, we have all the data in front of us, so we'll be able to get down to the bottom of it, really.
Right.
You know, so it's not rocket science on that part. That part, you're on point with everything.
I mean, you've got the book from whenever me and Tessa went down and took pictures to the last list that he sent. And Tessa's got every bit of the money that was sent to her on her Cash App and Venmo, or not Cash App and Venmo, but Cash App and PayPal. So, I mean, that's how we got the number of what he sent us. So again, guys, talking to the arm wrestling community.
What did Robbie say is a lie?
What did Robbie say was a lie? Because I can't see the post here. That's a goddamn.
I don't know. Robbie, let us know what you think is a lie.
Well, anyways, like I said,
Well,
I will make it
appreciate
right.
you being this transparent as far as like going through the whole list. Like I didn't even think we would go through that whole fucking list like we did. So that was pretty. I mean,
For the fallout.
so the reason for the fallout. Oh, okay.
Oh, it was because I was too pushy, and so forth and so on. So
Because you
You
want
know.
him to send the money.
it is what it is.
See,
I'm
this is why all my payouts are sexual favors. That way, I don't run into this kind of stuff ever.
Way less drama that way.
Well, that's good.
of
That's good because I
disappointed
want to come to Winter Blast. So, what do I got to do to get my entry pay fee or my entry fee paid?
I mean, trust me, even with the sexual favors, everybody's disappointed. So
Well,
it doesn't help anything.
either way, I'm going to be disappointed anyways. But no, I would love to come to Winter Blast. My daughter loves to arm wrestle, so I don't want her shunned from all this drama.
Nah,
You know,
we don't
she does
shun, we don't
she does
shun
a lot of
children.
work. Huh?
We don't shun children.
Well, I don't want her to, walk in with me and something go stupidly wrong or something like that. So, again, I will make sure that everybody gets their rightful money. It'll take me a while, but I will do it. The money that's missing, I will figure that out on my own. So, with that being said, gentlemen,
Well, we're going to see if Laray will come on next, and we'll ask him and see what he has to say about all this, too.
Yeah, but for real, Chris, we appreciate you coming on, and
Yeah.
I think it's really big of you that you're gonna hold true to that 28,000 and make sure that the pullers get paid. I know that they'll appreciate it.
well, like I said, it'll take me a long while to get it done, but guys, know your money is coming, whether it be at $100 at a time or whatever I can do at that moment. But I will get you guys paid.
We'll figure out the
Yeah, that's dope.
I'll figure it out. I mean, it's not hard math. I just got to figure out what I'd paid the first place winners and then pay them accordingly to what they got paid out. They already received some money. They'll receive the rest of their payout. I'm going to start with the first place winners in the 54s as soon as I can, and I will start sending them money. Same thing, 76s. I'll have to go class by class and do it that way, but I will pay you guys.
That's cool.
Oh,
So-
me too.
No, not you guys.
Oh, you can't blame us for trying.
But it is what it is. There's nothing that I can do about it. It was posted.
Well, hopefully, like Laray will come on and we can make everything good and figure something out so that nobody's shunned from the community. And
Well, it is what it is. Like I said, I feel like that I got bombarded this evening, and I felt that it was planned. And I'm not trying to be mean to you guys.
no,
I know that.
Sorry-
I know
sorry
that
you
my
feel that
does a
way.
lot for the
it wasn't. It definitely wasn't planned on our end. It was like a last minute thing. He asked if he could come on, and I just sent him the link. But
Well,
I
the
didn't
question,
know
the question that I have is, how come I wasn't told that he was going to be coming on?
I didn't even know till he just messaged me while you were already on in the first like 20 seconds and said, "Can I come on?"
I'm just asking questions. I'm not mad. I just
I
want to know why I wasn't informed.
Yeah, he just asked if he could come on. Like we had just gotten through the fucking intro, and he asked for the link, and I just said, "Yeah, you can come on." I didn't think like that was going to take place. I didn't know what side Sean fell on or anything.
Well, I think we know what side he fell on, but it is what it is. Everybody's blaming me, and I understand that it's my program. But whenever you trust somebody to bring in money and send you the money because he didn't want to do it the way that you asked him to do it, like I said, I wanted it done to one platform, one,
Yeah.
whether it be Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. And he said nobody wants to do that. They don't want to do that. They want to, they're not going to download those other ones just to pay for this event. Well, I told him they could download it, pay for their event, and then just cancel it. Delete it if they didn't want it. But he kept on telling me that they wouldn't do it. I also informed him
Someone asked earlier how you came up with the 28K payouts, because they said the math only came out to 26.4 or something. I didn't do the full math.
No, it comes out to 36.
Someone asked that earlier.
If the classes are full, it comes out to 36.
Well, it come out
32 times 12.
Right, but if you look at the payouts, it's only $28,000 in payouts.
Yeah, that would have left roughly 10,000 to pay reps, travel expenses, and ideally, as a promoter, you do want to put something in your pocket from these events. It doesn't typically work out that way, but that is the plan.
Laray, and I'm not blaming Laray, I'm just telling you what had happened. Laray said, let's do a 32-man bracket. We've been filling the round robins, and it's been pretty easy, so we'll fill these. And shouldn't be no problem to fill them as long as everybody stays true to their word.
And what was it going to be? 2,200 per class?
It would have been
I don't even know. I don't know.
12, 6, 18, 2,100.
it would have been 1,200 for first, 600 for
So 18,
second,
250, right? And 150, 2,200.
2,200 per class.
2,200 for top four.
Yeah.
If there was 30.
If there was 32 in that class.
If there was 32 in the class.
Right. But the way that it was posted in that big Great American Bash, 28,000, and it gave the payouts, no matter how it worked, it still should have been paid out that way.
Yeah.
And that's what Sean's getting at. And I understand that.
Sure.
I really do. But I've done the best that I could the day of. And, I did make a decision to pay out only the first. But that was to pay the staff and rooms and all of that. It's not like that I was hiding anything. I brought every bit of the money that I had in the account and everything to the venue, and I paid out. I did exactly what I was supposed to do as far as paying people, but I didn't pay them correctly. And everybody didn't see the post, obviously, from November 19th. So the thing is there is, some stuff that's going to have to be worked out. But, the thing is, sponsors are pissed off. I don't know if you're mad about your money, but the money that you sent Laray never reached the event that I love. So unless it was in some of that he sent me for payout, I don't know. Again, to Bomb Squad, I will say this: there was a screen that everything was displayed on there, so there was a banner. There was no shirts. We just fell short of getting shirts. That was well, the way Sean sees it's my fault. So no shirts. So, but again, I never once talked to the sponsors, Mikey. I never talked to you.
Yeah.
I never talked to Bomb Squad. So therefore, I never talked to any of these pullers. I always took it for, Laray wanted to do that. He said he's a perfectionist. He would handle all of that. So I let him loose. That was my fault. So it is what it is. But again, I've been very transparent with everything. So with that being said, I will get them paid. Like I said, it'll take me a while, to do so. Um, again, I've never made anything off of my tournaments, any of them, nothing. So, you know, the reason that I kept the 600 and the money from the pay-per-view was to go for next year.
Yeah.
You know, but it'll like I said, it'll take me a little while to get everybody paid. So,
all right. Well, thanks for coming on, and we're gonna see what we can do on the other end of this, and see what kind of answers we can get.
well, his answers have always been. I mean, it's all over Facebook. I mean, it's all me. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
as far as the math, like this math clearly shows a path of wrongdoing. So we're gonna just dig and get to the bottom of it and see what is said from the other angle with the facts, you know.
but like I said, you know, I did give him $1,000 at the end. Gave Robbie 200. So, with that being said, you know,
Was that done in cash? Or that wasn't digital? There's no trace on that? No Venmo or
that was done in cash,
cash? Okay.
in straight cash,
Sure.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said, I've been transparent this whole time. I have no reason to lie about it. So again, I will make it right with the pullers.
Yeah.
I'll do better next time.
That's,
All right.
yeah. Glad to hear it.
Thanks for coming on, and you know, sorry you felt attacked there. I didn't think that was gonna go down like that, but now we know where everybody sides with, I guess.
Well, it is what it is, and it
Yeah.
ain't what it ain't. 2 tears in the bucket, motherfucker.
There you go.
All right, we'll catch
All
you
right,
later.
Chris.
Thank you guys.
See you,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Thanks for telling us everything.
Uh-huh. How do you leave this damn thing?
I can boot you.
Boot my.
There we go.
Well, that was interesting.
So here's something someone brought up. So if there's 12 classes and they were going to do 2,200 per class payouts, that only adds up to 26.4, but the original ad said 28K worth of payouts. So right off the bat, wouldn't have added up anyway.
Wait, you did 12 times
Just
2,200?
2,200 per class was going to be the payouts originally, but the original flyer said 2,800
Yeah.
worth of 28,000 worth of payouts.
Yeah.
So that math doesn't even add up from the get-go.
You know, I mean, I don't want to say what's right or wrong, but as a promoter, I don't think I would have took any money personally. If I was short paying pullers, paying staff, they're all going to get paid before I get paid.
Oh yeah.
But maybe that's just a personal decision that, you know, you and I stand by. I don't know if it's necessarily right or wrong to say that's how it should be, but that's just how I think me and you would have done it.
I sent Laray the link, but I don't know if he's coming on or not. He read it. He did read it, so we'll see.
Okay. Dude, on a side note, I'm in Atlantic City, king of the table.
Oh yeah, how's that?
All kinds of cool people down here, man. Devin's down here. Got to meet Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall.
The girl squad.
The girl squad. Man, they're fucking big. They are fucking big people.
Yeah, dude, for real.
So it's gonna be some good matches for sure. I haven't seen Levon yet, but you know him and Jerry, that's gonna be a fucking banger.
Robbie said yes, Laray has been watching. So but dude, yeah, I get to see you fucking Saturday, dude. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Fucking right, buddy.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. Dude, a lot of people are going, like a lot of guys from teams around here. So there's gonna be a lot of
It's cool to see that, you know, America is starting to get bigger promotions and you know, things happening over here and not just in Turkey.
Here's Laray, the man of the hour.
Yeah. Your ears are ringing.
You ready? You ready for the awkward second half of this podcast?
I'm good, man.
So well, let's start with this. Did you catch the whole first hour? You caught everything that was said.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I kind of wish you would bring Sean back on because I'm sure he's got
He
hard
might come back on.
Yeah, I mean, he's got hard hitting questions for me too. You know,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
they painted
Sean,
that like Sean was on my side, dude. I'm getting ready for Sean to ream me too. You know,
yeah, no, Sean.
I
I think Sean's on the polar side, and he's. I mean, he's
yeah,
very, he's very aggressive, but he's not wrong. 99% of what he said, I agree with. I think it was spot on.
yeah. And I want to be the first to say, like, yeah, I bear blame on this. You know, when it
Sure.
comes to the money side, no, like he's conveniently leaving out a lot of details, and we can get to
Yeah.
that. But like, I was the head promoter as far as social media. You know, a lot of people put their trust in me. You know, when I advertise this, right? That's why it looks bad on me, and I'm not carrying that light. You know, it's not like I'm running around just saying, "Nah, it's Chris's fault. Go deal with him." No, I'm the one that's answering all the messages, reaching out to all the pullers. You know, like I'm hurt by it myself. You know, I would never want to carry that reputation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, just going through the math, like
So we'll start with the math. What do you say to him saying that you had 131 entries? Do you agree with that, or
no, I didn't have 131. I sent him. I don't know where he's getting 65 something. The math is on the screenshots I posted on Facebook. I mean, I wish I would have sent them to you, Ryan. We could have posted them. It was like 74. It was an odd number, and I'm glad you asked that question too. Why there was such an odd number? When you send money to PayPal and you cash it out, they take fees.
it takes
that makes
yeah,
sense?
Yeah, they
that
take
makes
fees.
sense.
that is
So,
true.
so that's where the odds was in and out. And there was about $3,000 cash that I gave him later on in the year. And again, I can't prove that. I
Sure.
understand that. Just like he's saying he gave me money that I never got. He can't prove that either. I can't prove my 3,000 unless I go pull a deposit slip, right?
Sure.
But the deal with that was eventually it got to the point where he said something about taxes. Hey man, if you can get me cash, I can avoid paying taxes on this. I understand that. Like
Yeah.
cash would be a whole lot easier. The whole thing with him asking me to have it all sent to one, that was great. But who was the one reaching out to the pullers? It wasn't him.
Yeah.
If a tournament's going to happen, you got to get on the ball reaching out to pullers.
Sure.
You know? And once it got to a certain point, it did go to him. But I mean, I have a lot of regrets. I wish I would have never collected $1, but you know, everything I sent, I mean, he got roughly, it was over 10 grand. You know, I sent him digitally 74 odd numbers and then 3,000 in cash, you know? So if you do that math along with the 7,000 he said he received, well, that's 17,000. Let's just ignore the door fee, the rest of the entries. Why did you only pay out $7,000 if there's $17,000 sitting there?
Yeah.
You know, the staff didn't cost 10 grand.
Yeah.
I deferred my pay-per-views. I thought that was the right thing to do.
When you sent over the money to him, that was you saying, "Hey, I'm done collecting the money. It's on you now. I'm giving it to you." Did you, for your own record, just say, "All right, let me see how many entries I have. This is how much money I should have"?
Yeah.
Did you did that?
My numbers were right up until I quit. Kind of when the fallout happened, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of stepped back because I was aggravated with the whole situation.
Yeah.
And if he was the head man, then he can go through what I did the whole 6 months of reaching out.
Yeah.
Because I was getting no appreciation for doing that. You know.
So you sent him, what was it, 7,300?
70. Let's see. Hold on. I might go away on camera. Sorry. I had it added up. I think it was like 74.30 something.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so ballpark, you had 72 entries or so.
No.
Slightly more.
Yeah, I had 105. Like I said, I gave him 3,000 in cash.
Right. Okay.
Again,
Okay.
I'm not sitting here asking anybody to believe me on that. That's cash. That's something I can't really digitally show you.
Sure.
And that's something that's just, you know, take my word for it or don't. It is what it is. But if you do the math there, it works out pretty good. Also, Ryan, those 19 entries, I think there was actually more than that we were kind of figuring out where they were. Those were the day of entries. He didn't even add that up, you know. Karen Bean can attest to that. There was like 20 something day of entries, you know.
Okay.
So that's where the
19 entries missing.
Yeah.
From the figures. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So that's good. We figured that part out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, like, and then the whole spectator thing. I feel like that
I
should
personally
been
I personally never do spectator fee. ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it. I'm not really like if he wanted to do that, that's fine, right? I mean, people do that. That wasn't even the
I only
biggest
do
deal,
that for
right?
my OnlyFans videos. I charge a spectator fee,
Right.
but not for tournaments.
That
I would have respected it. Maybe he did a spectator fee, like, oh fuck, we're a couple grand short. Let's try to get these pullers paid and squeak out some money where we can. Like, maybe
Well,
something along those lines.
the post for a spectator fee got posted on the event page roughly Thursday or Wednesday, something like that.
So my thing, and I think I heard him right. Did he say that you guys were going to do 50% if the class didn't reach its max?
Yeah, I mean, that was his decision, right? Of
Right.
course, I'm the one posting because I'm always the one posting, right?
But like, for example, the 154 class did reach its max.
Yep.
And then it didn't get paid it didn't really get paid 50%. Well, maybe it did, but it went to only first place.
So, okay, I'll walk you through that. And he pulled up a post from November. Honestly, you can go back and look. There was actually a post from October, right? It wasn't really specifying, but yeah, I mean, I was sitting there doing math as you guys were adding to, like, whatever. But anyways, where was I going with that?
The 50% for like the
Yeah. There was a post actually made in October, right? Because okay, when the tournament got originally posted, right? The deadline was set for June, right? Okay. I'm collecting all the money. It comes up on June. I realize, hey, we ain't got 32. So, Chris, it's up to you. Do you want to cancel the event and refund the money? Or what do you want to do here? Okay. He decided to push the deadline back to August, right? Okay. August didn't happen. October. Then when all that stuff started happening, that's kind of when I was like, I can see, like, we're not going to get 32. So you're going to have to make a decision on your payouts. You're going to have to get out in front of it. You can't do this day of. Now, when that post was made, I was under the impression that everybody who paid, they were counted towards that class. That was the whole reason for the pre-registration. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that was the design of it. If I have 32 paid entries, it doesn't matter if they show up or not. That class is covered for the payouts. That was the whole reason for it.
What I was thinking.
And like Sean, I was kind of hoping Sean would be on here because I'm sure he would have pushed back on me a little bit because as a promoter, I kind of recognize where I went wrong with things. There should have not been a paid advertisement. There shouldn't have been if that was going to be the plan, right?
Well, for example, like Cody Wood said he got paid $800 short.
Yep.
Well, technically, he should have got the full amount because his class was full.
Correct.
But he only got $1,600, so he should have got the full amount, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to what I was saying with Sean.
Yeah.
And this is the number one rule with promoters. If you promote something, or if you advertise something, you do that, right? Well, I would never advertise payouts. Anybody who goes to my tournaments knows I usually do a strict percentage because that just allows you as a promoter to have flexibility. And the pullers know, okay, if it's a bigger class, I get a bigger payout. Okay. The reason why those payouts were set out is based on having 32 in each class, which there was a deadline set, right? Once that deadline wasn't met, that's when things started to get squirrely. And I kind of was like, I don't like the way these things are going. My biggest regret is not dipping out early and not just canceling the entire event. But once I brought that up, that's when I was told this isn't a Laray Jenkins tournament. This is a beast mode tournament. So then I went to my true title, marketing director, right? I
mean, I do see Sean's point when you're looking at it from a business point of view. Like, no matter what happens, whoever's name the LLC is in is the fucking one who's getting blamed or has to take the brunt of it. Whether there was wrongdoing or not, anyone under you, like if someone fucks up in 98, at the end of the day, I'm responsible because everything's in my name. Yep. So that part, Sean had a point. I mean, he was a little rough with him.
A little aggressive.
Sometimes I think like
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. I think like maybe sometimes you got to hear it that way. Maybe just to send the point home. But I didn't want that to happen on the podcast. That was not the intent of what we were trying to do.
But I mean, I was kind of expecting the same for myself. I was expecting Sean to ask me the hard questions, regardless of what my title was, social media, whatever. I still, considered myself part of that event, because Chris is right. I did dream up that event, that's an event like I dreamed up back in January. And I put together the pre-list in January when 32 people put their names on the list, right? Not prepaid, but it was just like, hey, here's a class. Let's see if we can get 32 people, right?
Yeah.
That filled up within 2 weeks. And that's when I'm like, oh my God, there's like 50 people that want to register for this event. Okay, it looks like it's a go. Chris, what do you want to do with it? All right, let's go. Jeff said, does Chris and Tessa deny? I think they deny. He said,
It sounded like they denied it. Yeah, it sounded like they said, because I think I specifically asked. It was all Venmo, or was there any cash?
How about he sent some screenshots of like your text with him.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, and I don't know when that got sent.
Let me see.
I'm not really even sure what. I know what you're talking about. I read it, and I was like, when did I send that?
Like, someone asked about the context of it. If you remembered what. Let me see. This one.
I would have to. Let's see. All these are paid, so fuck it.
Oh, I got to take that other fucking comment down.
500. That doesn't have to be. Yeah, I really don't know. I'd have to go back and check my messages to see like what other messages were sent around that.
Yeah, like
I would. I would never. I don't know what they want me to say. I would never do that. I would never pocket money. And like another thing is like, he paid Beast Mode. He says he paid me. He didn't pay me. I didn't get paid. If I did get paid, I wouldn't be sitting here eating ramen tonight, boys.
Yeah. What did he say? He gave him 200 and Robbie.
No, he said he gave Robbie 200. Ask Robbie.
200. Yeah.
I don't believe Robbie got paid either.
This is a mess.
It is, and like that's what sucks, man. Because I've been promoting forever. I've been around the sport forever.
You're in trouble now, buddy. You're in big.
Oh shit! Ding ding ding! Round 2.
On the bully's back.
I asked for it.
On the bully.
I asked for it. I don't want this to look like it's one-sided. It's not.
Laray invited you.
I bear blame in this. I understand.
He wants you to give it to him too.
No, 100%. If this would have been Laray, matter of fact, I don't think this would have happened if it would have been Laray. And I would have already called Laray up personally, and I said, Laray, hey, we got to fix this. But I don't have that kind of relationship with Chris, so that didn't happen with Chris. Does the audio sound okay?
There's a weird like robotic thing following you.
Yeah. I'm gonna get off and get right back on.
Okay. So I guess Robbie said he did get the 200.
No. Tessa's saying you're lying, Robbie. Robbie. According to Tessa, where's Robbie? Is he still on?
Yeah, I don't know if Robbie. I don't think Robbie got money, but I don't know that for sure.
You know what's fucked up, dude? I didn't get paid either.
Ryan, you deserve to get paid. Look, like Robert Kelly, he was another one. He came and streamed the event for free. Like, who the hell would do that?
I heard he offered to pay you and you turned it down.
I don't want no part of that because how would that look? How would that look if I took that money?
Yeah.
Hey, is audio better now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. No, I didn't watch the podcast after I got off, so I don't know what all was said. But I mean, I think I made my case in point there that if you're,
we just called you a bully for a little while. That's
is the audio still screwed up or no?
A little bit.
I can understand you.
Okay.
All right.
Just at the end of the day, if you own a company, you can't blame your media guy for your company fucking up. Plain and simple.
Here's the big thing though. Like, as much as I was the media guy, I really believed I was part of Beast Mode. I believed I was more than the media guy. Once it got to that point and I realized I wasn't, that's when come on, you guys see, back with the round robins, I would make a new post, a new video every damn day. It was probably annoying to a lot of my friends on Facebook how much I posted, how much I would drop a new graphic every day. Once all this stuff happened and I realized, oh, okay, well, I'm just an employee at the end of the day. Like, this is a beast mode event. I lost a lot of passion for it. I ain't going to lie. You guys didn't see that much of me.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that feeling because I am PAL USA and I feel like I own it, but I don't own it.
Right.
You know, so I get your feeling there, but still at the end of the day, it wasn't your company. I mean, you're not beast mode. That's not your company, you know, and the company who hosted that event is just responsible for it, the ins and outs and every little piece of it.
Well, the way he sees it, and this is just what I can gather. Me and Chris we've been close, man. I love Chris to death through all this. I love him. I hate that it's gone down like this, but I'm not going down for something I didn't do. You know, I love you, Chris. Like, you've helped me a bunch. I've helped you, whatever. Hopefully years down the road, we can get past this and you can do what's right with the pullers and things can go on. Right. But at the end of the day, the big thing was when people talked about the events, the round robins, the tournaments, they always said Laray's round robins. And I always hated that. I really did. I always hated that. I always was the first to say, this isn't just me. I couldn't do this without Chris. You know, he was the money man, right? I was the social media guy. I was the one with the connections, the one that people had relationships with. So, like, I always got that credit that I hated to get. And that's probably where Chris is coming from. Oh, well, it used to be Laray's tournament. Now that something's going wrong, it's a Chris turn. And I see where he's coming from there. But, like, I can't tell what people to believe on whose event it is. You know, I'm sorry that I'm the one posting on Facebook. I'm the one making all the posts, because if I don't, what's going to happen? Like, no one's going to come to the event. I mean, they don't make posts. They don't reach out to the pullers. I mean, I reached out to 1st through 4th in every class, right? To see how they were feeling, give them the explanation, let them know, hey, man, you know, I'm sorry. You know, if I had more to do with this, it wouldn't go down like this.
Well, at the end of the day, when I got off, did Chris just continue with saying that he was going to pay everybody out?
Yeah. Yeah. He said it several times.
He said he would.
He said it several times.
Great. Because that was my only goal to come on this podcast, was just try to talk to him in a business mind. And I guess I probably went more Donald Trump than I should have. But hey,
I mean, between us, you went a little hard. You went a little hard on him.
Hey, what if it worked? It worked, you know.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was, your message was spot on. Your delivery might have been a little aggressive, but your message was spot on.
Hey,
Yeah.
And another thing, honestly, I was expecting that towards me too. You know, Sean, you're one of the best promoters in the country. You have the highest standards. You know, and as much as I wasn't technically the head man, you know, I still had, you know, I was still a social media. I was the one putting that out to where people trusted me. You know, so I do bear blame. I'm not sitting here saying I don't. You know,
No, I'm not saying you don't have any blame.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that blame is. And I wasn't trying to come across to anybody who's to blame for this and who's to blame for that. But there is one person that's responsible for paying out, and that's the owner of that company. That ends right there with that person. You know, they can't look to you, and you've already quit the company and said, hey, the guy that quit a couple months ago, he needs to pay all y'all.
Yeah.
You know? So that's just a bullshit move. And yeah, I may have come across harsh, but I've owned many companies, and that's just, to me, that delivery, that's the way that's what gets things done.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, go back. I mean, go talk to anybody who's been on my events. I've worked with you, Sean. You know, we've worked together. You can talk to pullers. I've been hosting events for 10 years. It's just that ain't me, man. You know, I would never do something like that. My blood has been in the sport since the 80s. You know, like, people know me since I was a little kid. You know, I would never, ever tarnish my name or my reputation or my family's reputation for a couple grand. You know, I would never do that. And believe me, I need money right now. And that's another thing I want to address, because I've seen a lot of comments. You know, as a man, and I might get emotional here, okay? Because I'm going through a tough time right now, right? I'm out of work. First time I've ever dealt with anything like this. Injury. Supposed to have surgery. I'm out of work 8 weeks. You know, at some point in a man, you break down, and I ask for help on Facebook, right? That took so much for me to have to do that, because I've got everything that I've got because I earned it. and I got it by myself. So for me to do that, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I cried that morning, dude. I really did, because that took a lot of pride, and I'm sorry for getting emotional. That took a lot of pride for me to have to do that and ask help from my arm wrestling family. And I've seen comments say, "Oh, very convenient that the GoFundMe was posted right before the event." Man, that GoFundMe had absolutely zero to do with that event. It did. That helped me pay my bills for this next month. It did, you know. People want to see it, they can see it. That had nothing to do with the event. It had nothing to do with money missing. That was me asking for help. It was completely irrelevant to arm wrestling. So I just wanted to say that because I've seen a lot of comments, and that hurts as a man, because I'm not the type of person to have to ask for help. That sucks, you know. I DoorDash during the week all night just because I want to go out and earn money, right? I tried to go back to work the next day. I broke my pinky. They wouldn't let me, you know. I'm a worker. I earn my money. So it's like, I don't want handouts. So I don't want people to think that I'm just begging for money. You know, it's never been like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
according to Chris, you guys have some stuff y'all need to hash out. I don't know what that is. I mean, I don't know what the numbers really are.
Yeah.
I don't know who's right or who's wrong as far as the numbers go, but I know who's responsible.
Yeah.
And him, ultimately, he's responsible for getting everybody paid. And if he pays everybody, that was ultimately my goal. But maybe you guys need to get together and figure out what's what. But I would like for him to, at some point, be able to see your numbers and understand that you send everything. If you send everything to him, I want him to understand that you send everything to him, because I already know he's not a business mind. He's never done taxes before. From what he said, that's the way I got from that.
Here's another thing. Going back to that, like, that LLC didn't get created until after I decided to step away.
Yeah.
So it's like that was kind of
that threw me for a loop. I mean, how did you decided to save $700 and something or whatever it was for taxes, and it's a loss, and you actually gained a benefit from that loss. So anyway, but I'd love for you and him to get together and for you guys to squash y'all's differences, for him to understand that you didn't steal for him.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he needs to get everybody paid.
Yeah, if I were you, I would go through your, whatever cash apps, all the ones you used, and make a list of every person that sent you money.
Yep.
And then you can show them, hey, look, here's who paid me this. And I mean, the community knows who paid who.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Laray, to clear your name, I would put a list out of everybody who paid you. Let the community check it. We all verify that, the money we sent you is on that list.
Yep.
And then hopefully, between your, like you said, whatever withdrawals you took out of your bank for cash, combined with what you sent in Cash App and Venmo, hopefully those two numbers add up. And I think that would, do wonders for your name and your reputation for anybody who had any doubt.
Yep. I agree with that.
I know it's a lot of work, but
I mean, hey, at this point, that's what's got to be done,
And it sucks. That sucks that all that has to be done.
Yeah.
This is a very, very unfortunate situation all the way around. It just all sucks.
Oh, it does, man. I've never been a part of something so disastrous ever. This is really like, it's took a big chunk of the love I have for this sport away. I love promoting as much as I love pulling. I love promoting more than I love pulling. Like the thing about promoting for me is just connecting with people, and I look forward to tournament weekends because I get to go spend time with my actual friends. I have friends that aren't arm wrestlers, but 90% of my friends are arm wrestlers, man. I look forward to that, and if I would have known that this would happen, I would have never, man. I would have stepped away a long time ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I seen that comment. Yeah. And hey, here's another thing. I owe Tim Talmadge an apology. I came on here and I felt that he was kind of sabotaging the event, and who the fuck knew that it was already and I think Chris owes him one too. Chris probably owes him a bigger one because I didn't burn it down like he did,
No. I mean, Tim was wrong too.
He was wrong, but I mean,
he was wrong, and he got called out on it. So
yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough.
And
I've lost sleep over it, man. I have.
That's just the nature of our tight knit community that we have. It seems like every time somebody screws up, they're gonna get called out over it. So,
So Chris had admitted basically he kept 15 or 1700 for taxes, and then on top of it took $1,000 from the door live stream. So all in 25 to 2,700. And for the record, Laray, you're saying you took nothing, not a dime.
And deferred my pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would love to have that 300. A lot of people can just burn 350. I can't. I really can't. I work a factory job, right? 350 that'll get me groceries for a couple of weeks.
But that was amazing to me, really, though, that you just brought that up, because my very first question to Chris was, what was Laray's role in this? And Laray's he was a 50-50 money partner.
Yeah,
and you didn't get anything, and he's already admitted he got something.
Right. Yep.
So you wasn't 50-50 money anyway.
No, I mean, and I'm not going to say previous events. Like there was obviously 2023 we were together, right? There has been events where we took a couple $100, right, home. I mean, but that's just normal events. There was nothing with this. Nothing with this.
Yeah.
I think too, like when it falls short, if there is any money that came in, regardless of what it came in from or for, like it's got to go towards making things right rather than.
Originally, I wanted to set up. I talked to Robert Kelly. He has a thing, and there's plenty of websites you can do it. Whatever. Okay. Just like y'all are denying the money I gave you. Okay. I'm sitting here eating. Whatever. I'm not even going to address it. There's websites that you can actually. I think. Did you mention this to me, Ryan? Where people can go buy a ticket
for what?
For like a pre-register event, right? You go in there and you buy your ticket online on a shop. I thought
there's stuff like that. Yeah, there's websites like that.
I wanted to set something up like that, so we didn't. It was very transparent. We didn't, but he wanted to avoid the fees.
Yeah, like Knuckles Up sells tickets to go watch their pay-per-views, stuff like that. We've done pre-registration with Shopify and sold each arm as like an item.
Yeah,
you add it to your cart and check out your weight class and your arm and whatever.
But that's the best way to do something like that, because when it starts getting into personal accounts, it gets cloudy.
Because it's a pain in the ass. Because if only a few people pre-register, and then you got to keep track of them, and you still got to weigh them in when they get there anyway.
Yep.
So it was like, fuck it, let's just not do pre-registration anymore.
Yeah.
For a round robin and the way you guys do things, like that's part of your model is you don't really know what you can and can't do until you see what the fucking entries are going to be, or paid entries. That's why I think like announcing what the payouts are going to be is a bad idea until you know what you have to actually work with.
That's one of my biggest regrets. It was, and I was kind of expecting Sean to ream my ass on that. As a promoter who's been around, advertisements of the payout it should already either been there or never advertised, right? Yeah. And I did kind of explain why we did. Not saying that was right, but why we did that was that deadline in June to have everybody paid. Once it got to June and they weren't paid, that's when I said, hey, we're not going to have 32 by June. You either need to decide on payouts now or you need to refund the money and cancel the event. Again, that's when it was like, well, we're not canceling the event. This is a beast mode event. You're either in or out. That's when it started to go kind of when I stepped away.
Laray, I never looked at you for that because I had already talked to the guy that was the money man.
I know. And I still feel like I owe explanation, being out in front with the social media. And like, again, when people talk about these round robins, they say Laray's round robins. I hate that, but it's because I've developed relationships with people, right? I've always gone above and beyond to make sure I go around and hang around people and spend time with them so we can get to know each other. So you're more than an entry to me, right? We're friends. That's the relationship I've got with people. I've always went that way. That's the direction I've went.
Yeah, that is the proper way to do things, though. Before you post any kind of payout, you need to have that money. I cannot tell you how many times I've lost money. I mean, one of the biggest ones was an MMA deal that we did that I promoted several years ago. That, and I'm talking about, I'm dealing with MMA fighters.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of money. And long story short, the thing went bust. We didn't bring in the entries through the door fees and everything that we were supposed to. And I lost about 25 grand that night.
Ouch.
Can you imagine? And that's still not even a lot of money compared to a lot of people's businesses that lose a lot of big money, but 25 grand in a night for me was a lot of money. But I still had to pay those MMA fighters. Can you imagine what would happen if I didn't pay the MMA fighters?
You'd have to fight them all.
Yeah,
that wasn't happening.
I hate to bring this up because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus or bad light, but Billy Berg ran into this trying to base what he was going to pay, like on the like cash payouts and covering people's flights and all this on entry, on what he thought he'd get for entries, and he thought he'd have a big enough tournament to cover that, and he kind of burned himself and learned a very valuable lesson not to depend on that.
Yep.
Like when we do cash payouts, I mean, it's different because your model's different. The round robin is very different than just a regular super match thing. But like when we do cash payouts, I don't announce how much the cash payouts are going to be until we have the money in. Like a lot of people will like sponsor, like, hey, you're doing girls payouts. I want to throw in 1,000 on that or something. And then once we have all that in, then we divide it up for the classes and go, all right, now this is what we can afford to do for the payouts. We don't count it on the entry fees, but I understand why you guys kind of have to do it because you're kind of trying to.
Well, with the round robins, it was easy, right? 12 people, $100 each. Chris puts in $2,000, and whatever sponsors comes in goes into that pot. The round robins were never profit. Like Chris, I know for a fact with the round robins, Chris never made $1. I never made $1. Like with every single round robin. It was the tournaments after. That's where we tried to make money. And we did. We've made money sometimes on tournaments, right? But the round robins, that was easy. It was all up front there. And
it's just cash payout.
Yeah. And when you're dealing with 12 people, it's a whole lot easier than 32 times 12,
Now, will you change that number in the future?
Buddy, I don't know what my future holds, honestly. This has burned me so bad. To where how could I go online right now and advertise an event? I mean, you answer that question. If you're a puller right now and you see me, okay, let's say you're a puller that won second place at this event and you see me go on today and advertise an event. How the hell is that going to look?
Yeah.
It's not going to look good. It's not.
I'd be like, listen, I'm coming in last place, so I want my payout now before I even show up.
It doesn't look good. So I know Chris said he's going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, they're still going to look at me. I'm still going to carry a stain, right? No matter what, I'm still going to carry a stain, and I understand that. Because
I think for a while, probably both of you will kind of, but it'll dissipate eventually.
I talked to Callie with Bomb Squad. She was pretty upset about her sponsorship. I'm like, look, I can't give you your money back. Only thing I can offer you is if I happen to hold events in the future, I'll give you a lifetime entry fee and lifetime sponsorship without receiving $1. That's all I can offer. That's me trying to help make it right. I know that isn't anything. That's minuscule in what was lost.
Yeah,
but
I think she was more mad that she said like she sponsored and nothing, like her brand wasn't called out or didn't have her logo on anything. And
I tried my best because once I was aware of the issues, I stepped back. I went with Robert Kelly. I streamed all day, right?
Yeah.
I never do that at my events. I always am up, I sat there in the booth the whole time, right? Probably to contain myself because I was a little pissed off. So, but when I was on the stream, I did shout your brand out as much as I know, not as much as I should have. When your brain's racing, we've already talked about that. I already do a poor job at the number of times that I shout out a sponsor. I got to get better at that. But I did shout it out a few times. I did shout out hers. I did shout out Lucky. I did talk about the sponsors. The logos were displayed on the stream. I made sure of that. I know that's not what you guys ordered. I know it isn't. I expected shirts. I expected a banner. I sent them the website where to get the shirts. I sent them the banner. They asked me where did I get the last banner. I sent them the website. I didn't know that they weren't going to be there. He said reverse psychology.
Well, I mean, when you look at the grand scheme of things, I mean, it's a very valuable lesson learned, probably.
Oh God,
for both of you guys.
Yeah.
In the future, like you'll probably be like, I'm not taking one fucking payment, and then
that's why Saturday and Friday this past weekend, I never went to the registration table. I never said, hey, how many entries we looking at? How much money? I never did that. I never asked how much money came in that day. I never asked how many entries came in that day. Once I don't like touching the money. I really don't, That's why Chris has always been the money man. Yes, I did receive money early on. I did because I was the one reaching out to the pullers, and they were like, yeah, real quick, here, I'll just send it over. Let me send it on Facebook or whatever. And I should have just deferred them to Chris, but when people looked at that as my event, oh, hey, send it to this guy that you don't know, some people were like, I don't, it was more of that,
Hey, next time you give me and Mikey's name, we'll take that money. We'll take that money and make sure that it gets into the right hands.
Yeah.
No,
but I'm still trying to figure out. So, okay, he's done 9. I gave him cash. Again, that's something I can't prove. I understand that. But he's saying I sent 6,000 or whatever. If you go look at my screenshots, it shows $7,400, right?
Okay.
Okay. He said he brought in 72, right? Something like that.
Something like that.
Okay. So that's what, $14,000? Okay. What about the door fees?
Well, he already admitted that over 25,000 got brought in.
Well, I'm just saying he said he only brought a certain amount to the tournament.
Yeah, if you add the entry fees plus the $1,800 from Mikey.
Let's just pretend those other entries didn't exist. Let's just add what he said was given, right? Which he said I gave him 7,000. He brought 72, and then the entries and the door fee. That gets you to over 15K. Why did you only pay out 7? The staff didn't cost $8,000. That was another thing. I never hired refs. I talked to Sean, but Sean, you talked to Chris, correct? He's the one that hired you originally.
Mm-hmm.
We talked, I didn't have communications with you, but when it came to refs, he picked them. When it came to the awards, I didn't know how much that cost. He bought the awards. The venue, that was my high school. That was another slight reason I stayed on, because I went to the principal and I have a connection with that school, me and Robbie. Yeah. And they don't do events like that. You can't just get a high school auditorium like that, like around these parts. Arm wrestling isn't looked at like that. Yeah. So they trusted me on that. So I kind of felt slightly responsible. Hey, I don't want to jump off this and let Chris come down there and not have a relationship with the school. That was another reason I kind of stayed on. Same for Robbie. But I never had anything to do with hiring anybody.
For awards, he said 840.
Yeah.
Brackets 700.
Mm-hmm.
Head ref 750. Down refs 150. 325 for what was it? The venue.
Yeah.
And then 471.24 for the refs rooms.
Yeah.
Does that sound,
quick
sound
math,
accurate?
What is that? How much money is that? $3 grand or something like that?
7,050.
Oh, 7,000. Okay.
Yeah, I think I didn't actually add it up, but I think that's what he said. Went out to the staff.
7.
Now that's not counting. I don't think that includes, like he said, he gave you 1,000 and Robbie 200.
Yeah.
I don't think that number includes that. So that would have been even more.
Yeah, we came up with like an extra grand in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
After everything was done, tally, and we still come up with extra grand.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he said the door fee was for us. I mean, that was another thing. I didn't receive that. And I seen the post on Thursday, like I've seen comments of people saying they charge their 5-year-old kids $10. It's like, whatever. Business is business. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I am saying that's something I wouldn't do.
Hell no. You always charge the kids double.
I mean, is that bad business on me as a promoter? Sure. Like, I'm losing out a lot of money. I always gave live streams for the round robins. So many people came up to me and was like, dude, why did you not put these round robins on the pay-per-view? I'm like, it wasn't about that, man. I wanted more people to watch, It was more about getting eyeballs, not dollars. Now, granted, that's probably not the way to look at it as a promoter, but I'm an old school promoter,
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, old boy said he's going to go back and make it right and pay everybody what they were supposed to make. After he even said that he made a post was going to pay him 50%, but then he came back and said he's going to pay him full amounts. What I took from it.
Yeah.
And so I guess anything else we can just blame it on Robbie, and I'm good with that.
Robbie, you know what? I want to say that right now. Robbie carries zero blame in this. I know he kind of got in the middle of it because Robbie, again, like I said, we both graduated from Loudon. We're both on the same team. We both kind of worked with Chris. Robbie was big in, helping with the round robins, getting people. People know Robbie. When you carry weight as an arm wrestler, people trust you a little bit more, right? So Robbie being a high-level puller, they look at that as, oh, well, if Robbie's a part of that, I can trust that event. That's the way that happened.
Yeah.
So
I know. I completely agree with you, but he's got big enough shoulders. He can carry it. We'll just blame the rest of it on Robbie.
Yeah, it's all Robbie's fault, right?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to blame it on Engin Terzi personally.
Oh, geez.
Hey, somebody tried hacking the stream the day of and posted
It could have been Engin, dude.
a million links, man.
Came from Turkey.
A million. It was crazy. So many people kept coming up to me saying,
Knuckles Up had a problem with that too.
yeah.
Robbie said, "Fuck yeah!" So I guess Robbie will take all the blame.
Yeah, there you go.
Robbie's in here.
Oh,
Robbie, can you confirm? Did you get $200 from Chris at the end of the day?
I think he did confirm it further up.
Did he?
I think so. We'll see if he responds.
Mikey, you growing your hair out?
I am. You like that?
Throw that thing back out, Mikey. I remember.
Go full on mullet.
Yeah, my wife likes that man bun thing. So,
Hey, so I know we came here for this crazy shit, but dude, how was your event this past weekend?
wait, past weekend. It's Florida State's. Yeah. Dude, we paid everyone that we promised. So it was a fucking banger.
Oh, rub it in.
No, it was really good. It was really cool. We had a couple good super matches. Event ran really smooth. A great turnout. Like I couldn't ask for a better event.
Robbie said yes, he did get.
Okay. That's good, dude. Like Florida State's me growing up, that was a big event.
Yeah.
That's the true Florida State.
It needs
It's
to get
the real Florida State.
Real Florida State.
Yeah.
Is that the one that Karen and them used to do? The AAA one?
Yes.
It is? Yeah. Mudville.
Yeah. Good deal.
Yep. I've been I was 4 or 5 years old, man.
Is Sarah sitting by you?
She's sitting there.
She's hiding over here.
She's making sure you don't embarrass yourself publicly.
Hey, come say hi to everybody.
Yeah, say hello, Sarah.
She's growing her hair out too.
For a man bun. What's up, Sarah?
Hi.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
You didn't come to Vegas in March?
Yeah, we're talking about it.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Hey, is that the qualification for IFA?
Worlds?
Yes.
No, the qualification for Worlds will be in April in Ohio, Dayton, Ohio.
Yes. Okay. So what is March then?
March is the North American Championships, the IFA North American Championship.
Oh, yeah.
That's where all the countries in North America that's with the IFA are coming to it. And
cool.
I'm going to try to come.
Every IFA international master referee in North America will be there reffing.
Yeah, and I know that Anders Axklo from Sweden will be there too.
Yeah, Anders will
My
be
old
there.
friend. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And also Zeal Fadley from
Indonesia, right?
No, Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah, Zeal's supposed to be coming.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good one. And that event is growing more and more every year, and it's right on Fremont Street in Vegas. And I'm telling you, that's my and I'm biased to it because it's my event, but to me it's the most fun event there is because you can park your car right there in the garage and you never have to get back in it till you get it, to leave, go back to the airport or drive off or whatever. Everything's right there.
Nice.
That's how I felt when we partnered together on that Nashville event, Sean.
It's Nashville on steroids.
Yeah.
Me and Sue are going to try to come out to that if we can.
But I'm going to tell you this about Nashville. Nashville, out of all the events I do across the country, Nashville is the most expensive one for the athletes because the rooms are so expensive. The beers are $12. The food's so expensive. Vegas is cheap. It really is. Like you can get a 32-ounce beer for $8. You can get a full meal for less than $15. The room nights at our host hotel right there at the Venue Hotel, they're $109 a night. Shit, the closest one in Nashville is $700 a night.
Yeah.
Be on the entries for the IFA Vegas. Dan
Say again?
Plexman's asking if you have any idea on how many pullers in IFA Vegas.
Now again, it gets bigger and bigger every year. I think last year we had somewhere around 300.
Nice.
Mhm.
Dude,
great.
March is a busy month. Like
Yeah.
that month.
But this year we have really played it up throughout the year. Everybody's gotten on board, really playing it up, and it's caught a lot. It's caught a lot of attraction. And I'd be surprised if we didn't hit 400 or more this year.
Hell yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, it really is I mean, people think of Las Vegas as being expensive, but it's lesser expensive than most anywhere I host tournaments. $109 a night for the hotel.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah.
That's cheaper than fucking Atlantic City.
Yeah, right. It's cheaper than anywhere that I do, and you don't have to get a car to go anywhere. There's 2 restaurants inside the hotel. You go there. Hell, you can get a 5-star at the steak at the top of Binion's, and it costs for 2 people $120, and that's 5-star. And downstairs in the cafe, you can eat a full meal for $15.
Yeah. Well, dude, you got me at meal. I'll be there.
Look, if you come, I'll treat you to a steak at the top of Binion's Steakhouse. Matter of fact, Mikey and Sarah, same thing to you. Come on.
Oh, we're going.
All right.
I'm only,
Deal.
Sold.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm only
this is-
going if Sarah's not there because she won't let me after pull.
look, that's one of
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what's wrong with you, Ryan? Ryan had surgery, and like a week later, he's starting to arm wrestle with that arm. And I have to like stop him every time every time I look away, he start arm wrestling someone else.
The
Like a
reason
little
why
toddler.
the reason why
Right.
he does that is he's trying to break the record for the most amount of losses. Remember?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Remember on that podcast?
One
Yeah.
Permanent damage. No, I have to have another surgery. So, whatever.
He's trying to hit that ELO.
Yeah,
He's trying to hit
maybe-
that ELO rating.
Surgery.
Maybe Sarah was right.
It's probably my fault.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway,
What's your ELO rating now, Ryan?
that's higher than Dave Shell's. Corey found out Dave Shell is literally the lowest score on there
No
yeah,
way.
I was watching that day when you guys
because he
found that out.
competes so often.
Yeah.
But he has losses, so he's the lowest score. It's like a 1070 or something.
That's crazy.
I haven't competed that much, so like I still have a relatively high score because I'm like right around the entry level score where you start at like whatever 1500 or like I'm like right in that range.
Bye, Sarah.
Dave said higher than Dave Shell is a very low bar.
I would say, yeah, and that's another thing. Like, bro, like I would have loved an alternate universe to come on here and tell you about a lot of the amazing matches that happened this past weekend. Like, that's going to adjust the rankings a lot, and it sucks that I can't even get on here and really talk about that because it's so overshadowed. You know.
Corey said no man compares to Shell.
Hey, is Shell going to do the kids table this year too in Winter Blast?
I'm sure he will. Yeah,
What about you, Shell? You in for that?
Shell will do it. He's a stand-up man.
I talked to Badger today to ref that table the whole day.
Why, you don't want Nitro?
No.
I'm just asking.
Just saying. Just saying.
He's not doing that well right now anyway. He's in the hospital, so
I hate to hear that, but
hopefully he pulls through.
I'm gonna have to go downstairs soon.
Corey said Dave may get more wins on the kids table. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand. Like, it does suck. Like, for you to talk about something exciting now is overshadowed by the best.
Yeah, I mean,
at least for a little while on social media. But I think if Chris holds up and tries to make everything right and you know, and everything's transparent, like if you can figure out a list of what, you know, who paid you and show it to them.
Yeah.
I think it'll go away, you know. I mean, look, Travis still throws tournaments and people show up. That's a good example, but it's the truth.
That's the sucky thing, man. Because I actually did have a blast sitting there with Robert Kelly commentating all day. You know, actually getting to watch arm wrestling, and good arm wrestling, right? And that part was fun. And like, there was a lot of people that came up to me after the event and was like, "Man, great event. I'll be back next year." And I'm like, I'm not. It ain't gonna be my event. I'm not gonna be a part of this. You know. I mean, I know y'all had a great time, but like, I don't know. What do you say? Oh, he's talking to y'all.
Tell Badger he's a cupcake. Tell him I said he's a cupcake.
His favorite insult right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he told me today. He was like talking about times or something else and how long it was going to take. Because he was like, because I was trying to, we was going over pay, right? And I ain't going to go over amounts, but I told him how much and everything. He said, for a 12-hour event, I said, I promise you it's not going to take 12 hours this time.
How's your recovery coming, Sean?
It's coming. I'm healing. I finally gotten to where I can sleep most of the night. And that's the worst part when you have an injury like this, that and when you roll, your arm moves.
Yeah.
You just can't make it not move when you're in bed sleeping and you roll. So whenever it's injured and you roll and your arm moves, you wake up, oh shit, you know. So, it's just every night just rolling, tossing, turning, trying to sleep a little bit in between. But I've gotten to where now I'm not taking any painkillers except to sleep with. So I've gotten off all of that. So I'm doing pretty good.
That's good, man. Yeah, I unfortunately broke my pinky playing football with Robbie. And
did Robbie break it?
No, not really. He was my quarterback. He threw me the ball, and that's where my pinky got broke. But it sucks because the way it broke is like it chipped a bone and the bone flipped. So it's like either I get it surgically repaired or I'm screwed, you know. But I'm kind of like you, man. Every time I bump it, bro, and it's on my right hand too.
Just cut it off. You don't need it.
It'd be cheaper too, man. Yeah. With my deductible, and I never go to the doctor, it would be so much cheaper to just chop that thing off.
No, I'm in the same boat with you two. Like anytime you move, I get this shoulder pain. I'm awake. Like I'm still sleeping in a fucking like lazy boy, but every time I go to like move or adjust, I get that pain and I'm awake and I'm like, fuck. Yeah. It's hard to get back to sleep once you know. It's like my life is a series of naps right now.
Yeah, mine's a pinky, yours is shoulder, and Sean's is a bicep. You know, I'm the minuscule one, right? I can deal without my pinky. I can only imagine what you guys.
Mikey, do you have any injuries? Come on.
I wish I did so I could be cool, but I don't have any right now.
Just don't get old.
Well, I didn't know it at the time, but it was a simultaneous. When the bicep tore, it also tore my rotator cuff tendon.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and that is what produced the most amount of pain.
Yeah,
the bicep really didn't even hurt. It was a numb feeling, kind of a weird feeling. Yeah. But that tear in my, because I still had the ref when we were in Greece. I tore it I tore it at the beginning of the first day.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm not letting this end the rest of everything. I can't pull no more, but I'm still going to ref. You know, I'm going to ref all the rest of the time I'm here. So I went to the medic. And I said, look, if I pull my arm up and I push my bicep back in place and I push it back in place like that, can you start from my elbow and start wrapping an ace bandage around it and get it real tight and hold my bicep in place where I can ref? And they's like, well, I've never heard of that, but we can try it. And I said, okay, fine. So they did that and they wrapped it up tight. And I was good from there. But every time I went to raise that arm, it was killing my shoulder. And I didn't understand that. I'm like, why the hell is it hurting in my shoulder? It's really hurting. That's what's always giving me the most pain. But then I finally went back and they did the thing in the hospital where they put you in the little
CT scan
in the tunnel, you know.
MRI.
Yeah, MRI.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is. And they put you in that tunnel and it revealed it tore the tendon in my rotator cuff. So
rotator cuff's no joke, man.
Yeah. Did you say you went to the doctor over there?
No,
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a medic there at the tournament. So that's who I went to there, and they're the ones who bandaged it up, and that's what I was doing for the next 3 days after. So I finished out the tournament. I missed a couple of hours of it, but I went back in and I finished the end of it, and then I've reffed the whole next 3 days, just hurting like hell, but made it through it. Then when I got back home, I went straight to my ortho doctor, which he's done a lot of work on me, unfortunately. So he got me right in. He got me like rushed into an MRI because there's like a freaking 3-month backup or something on that. But he got me right on in there, and they found that. And they said, yeah, we'll get you in and get you fixed up.
It's pretty crucial to get your bicep repaired quick too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that you have 2 weeks, I think, something like that. 12, 14 days. It's not long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. That sucks that happened to you, man. That Worlds too. Like, that's rough.
The very first day, the freaking second match of the day.
I think we had one bicep tear this past weekend. I think it was John Janik. I don't know if you know him. He's from Canada. Yeah, Mikey is old. His age plus Laray's age plus 5. Well, I'm 29, so
Dave's older than all of us combined.
yeah. How old are you, Sean?
47.
47. Yeah. There were some older guys at the event, like Mike West, man. I was talking to him. He's like 60. He said, I'm 63. I'm like, man, dude, you look great for 63. Like, there's a lot of arm wrestlers that are older that look great for their age. Like, they really take care of themselves.
I fell twice, actually. I was reffing, and the stage was so tight. It was like there was behind me, there was not very much room at all to walk, and the athletes, and I was on the far left table, and everybody was coming in from that side and walking behind me. So the way that I go back, whenever I go ready, go, and I step back. Well, there was a guy standing right behind me, and I tripped over his leg and fell down on the ground. So I'm laying on the ground, and I'm looking up, and there's a pin on my side of the table. A pin. I'm seeing it from the ground. There's already a pin over there, and my downside referee is not calling it. And I'm like, I'm laying on the ground like, shit, I got to hurry up and get off of here so I can call the match, It was funny. So it ended, and I'm looking at my down ref. I'm like, why didn't you call that? He said, it was your side of the table. I was waiting for you to call it.
Hey, broken leg, falling, doesn't matter. They're going to play by the rules,
Yeah.
That's one thing for certain.
Well, down refs are waiting on me to call it, and it's like it was a buried pin for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
That's crazy. So what you got going on next, Sean? I mean, but you're going to recover, but
Vegas is my next
March.
coming up. Yeah, I got to see. I strategically do all my stuff in 8.5 months or so. 9 months is the longest, and then so that way I can take 3.5 months off.
Yeah,
because I need that time off. I need to fix everything. But I'm gonna tell you what, though, seriously, when I come off the road after traveling for 8 9 months, the hardest thing to do is to sit still for at least 2 or 3 weeks. Me staying home, it's like I'm like going stir crazy. I'm wanting to go somewhere, and I'm like, just sit. You have nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Just sit still. Like I'm just steadily driving back and forth to Walmart because I'm just stir crazy if I'm wanting to go. But I'm finally over that. I'm back at my cabin now, and I'm trying to pack around and work on my cabin a little bit.
You're definitely the busiest promoter I know, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, I enjoy it, but I think I enjoy it for myself, but I do have a big, deep respect for the pullers, and I want to see what's right for them. I want to do what's right for them for myself, but then at the same time, I want to see, I want to see them have things done right for them, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I agree. I agree completely. I've seen it time and time,
Yeah. So this one right here kind of struck a nerve because I've seen it happen in the past. I hadn't seen it happen to this extent in a while, but I have. And
I think the last big one like this was like what, WAL?
Yeah, WAL in Vegas.
The original one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's what I compared it to. I said that's what I said. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen this kind of bullshit since WAL, and they just stepped out and walked away. They didn't give a shit. They never came back. They didn't care. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yep. What about you, Mikey?
I don't have anything officially on the schedule right now. I got some like stuff in the works, but kind of enjoying a little downtime.
Are you
Are you
down?
leaning? Are
You're-
you leaning more into your promoter or as a puller?
Yeah,
where do you wanna
definitely
head?
more mentally 100% more on the promotion side. But coincidentally, I have like 2 super matches coming up in January, and I actually don't have anything on the schedule right now. Set in stone anyway.
Oh, good
'Cause
luck on
I
those losses.
imagine you actually train. You train with the right group, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you got the right wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's a beast.
Can you beat her?
I'm not gonna answer that.
I was waiting. That's a loaded question.
Just sitting right there. He's like, nope.
No, she went downstairs to go get my DoorDash.
Oh,
Still
no.
not gonna say it.
Yeah, fuck that. She might be watching.
Yeah, she got her phone. She might be listening.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, if I can ever get healthy again, I'd like to get back in because I mean I was only a puller. I remember just a few years ago I was only a puller. It seemed like just a few years ago. Then I got into some reffing and there that went. Got into some promoting and there that went. And now I was only known as a puller. Now I'm known as a referee or a promoter or whatever.
Yeah.
and now a bully.
Well, I've always been that. I've always been an asshole.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if you were going to try to make a comeback, Sean, because like I remember, what was it, 5-6 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
That's when you were highly ranked in your class.
Yeah, and I'm still ranked up there, but I'm just not that active.
Yeah.
Because I just promote too much.
Yeah.
I'm always on the road promoting, and I'll still pull some of my events, but I mean, not very many of them because I'm just too busy doing this. I'll end up pulling a couple events a year, but I'm just not that active, and I want to be, but I'm just not. But hope, and I say I will, but I can't see now in my stage of promoting where I've gotten it to. I can't see backing off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You kind of built a good brand. Like if you started taking tournaments away, that would kind of hurt yourself. I feel like.
Yeah, it took me years to get the brand built, and I just couldn't just lose that because I want to go start pulling again. It would take somebody like last year. Michael invited me to go to Monster Garage and go do a super match there. I really enjoyed that. I trained for it. It gave me something to train for, So I can't see myself really being a tournament puller anymore. I would really love some opportunities to start going and doing some of these super matches. I would really train for those, and I'd show up ready, and I would do good doing that. But I just don't have the time to go pull tournaments anymore.
How about like an arm guns match?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they actually are asking me for a few names for some matches at Winter Blast to fill in some of the matches they don't have set yet for weight classes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to pull. There's a whole bunch of people on my bucket list that I've never pulled, but and I don't want to quit. I'm not ready to retire. I just don't have time to do to travel around and do tournaments anymore.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is seeing you relaxing at your cabin when you're posting pictures, just relaxing.
Yeah,
good for you. You earned it.
That's where I'm at. I'd say I have a small cabin that I'm in now, and I've been in this one for about 20 years, and it's on my property, but it's about 300 yards from my cabin where I'm building now. The new cabin that I'm building is way off the road, getting deeper in the woods, but it's right on the water. And this one's right on the water, but it's closer to the road. So I'm in my small cabin now, but yeah, hopefully my goal is to move into my new cabin this weekend.
Oh,
Nice.
this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Dude, like I remember when you first started posting pictures about you built, dude, that was cool, man. One of my best friends built their house, and I helped them with it every now and then. That was a cool part when you get to build your own home,
Yeah. So the house that I have back in Petal, my main house I live in, I built that house too. Well, that's what I did for 20 years. I was a contractor. I built houses for 20 years. But this one here in the woods, I've done it mostly by myself, and mostly all of the lumber have come from my property. It either came from trees growing on my property, or the sinker pines that have been in the creek that I've drug out of the water and sawed up and milled and
those are great.
floors and walls. It is some beautiful stuff.
It looks sick, man. It really does.
Appreciate it. What did Robbie just say?
So the whole list of left-hand pullers that need to catch some business from me while I work my right arm back up.
Yeah.
Then
I don't think I've ever pulled Robbie. He's somebody that I've always wanted to pull. I want to
Chris wants to pull you.
That would be a cool matchup between you
One
and
for
Robbie.
one.
Yeah. I would like to pull Robbie.
What's your weight?
I would.
210, 220.
Yeah. I mean, y'all are around the same weight. That'd be a great matchup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And see, I always have people, not always, but many times I've had people offer to pull me at one of my events, but I'm like,
yeah,
dude, that just sucks.
Yeah, that's
if I want to pull one of my, I'll pull the tournament if I can pull at my event. So you don't understand as a promoter. First off, you're going to bed late on Friday night because you had early weigh-ins, and you're just traveling, you're doing all that kind of jazz, and then Saturday morning you're getting up way early to get there to get everything set up, and you're working. By the time the tournament starts, I'm wore out.
Yeah.
And I've done that several times, pulled a super match at one of my tournaments, and I usually have done pretty good, but I'm still tired of shit,
Yeah.
Can you imagine you pulled the tournament at Winter Blast after reffing for 12 fucking hours, dude?
Oh,
Jesus.
God, no. I don't even want to go to Winter Blast.
I know. That's why I made you sign that contract.
Ryan asked me after the last Winter Blast, and it was literally over 11 hours of me on my feet reffing the whole day. He came to me after it was over. He said, "Well, how'd it go?" And I said, "It's terrible." He said, "You coming back?" I said, "Nope." I said, "Unless we change some stuff." He said, "What do you want to change?" I said, "Let me bring the refs. Let me get some more tables and some refs." And said, "We'll make this thing run like clockwork."
But credit to Ryan for being willing to say, "Hey, man,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want you back here. You tell me. I'm an open book. You tell me what I
Oh
need."
yeah.
Well, it sucked because we had some refs back out. Then we had a ref leave early without telling anyone he was leaving early.
Mhm.
Like, that's what kind of set us back. But now I think we'll be good.
Oh,
Sean has full control of the ref.
If we have the same amount of entries now, it took 11 hours last time. If it takes 7 hours this time, I'll be surprised.
And no weird super matches in the middle of the fucking matches. Or anything. Like,
Fire alarms.
no super matches the day. They're all the night before. So
yeah,
that's
I'm looking forward to the Arm Gods thing the night before.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Who's your matches booked so far?
I can't even say yet.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna release it soon. I don't want to release it before they do. But they have some big names on there, dude. It's gonna be pretty interesting. And then they're trying to get a couple more Americans on the card too. So I gave a few names of guys that I know were looking for matches. Like, I know Jody Williams was looking for one, Paul Passmore, Paul Cruz, a couple guys that are local, some big guys that they were looking for. So now I'll tell them Sean Hancock.
Passmore deserves it. Passmore deserves a show. Yeah. He deserves a show. He's been in it. He's been putting in the work for a long, long time. He deserves it.
I agree with that.
Daniel Mosier deserves one.
Yeah.
I know. I'm ready for him to get back active. I love watching him.
Because he likes doing super matches. Like,
oh yeah,
better than tournaments, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I do too. I've always been a super match puller. I actually hate tournaments, but but Paul and Daniel both they deserve a stage to compete on.
So with the Arm Gods, do they typically try and pair up like an American with a foreigner, or do they do American?
I mean, they've never done anything in America yet, so
right.
But usually they try to have like different countries against each other. Like, it was kind of supposed to be like a Brits versus America, which is why we tried to go with the Valley Forge Casino, which Sean graciously got us in there. Luckily, because that's a great fucking theme for what we're trying to do with Arm Gods. So
That is a good venue there.
that's cool, dude. It's really cool.
As I was telling somebody about that just earlier, I think it was who was it? No, Rance Clayton. Anyway, I'm getting all the refs line. I'm getting them all committed now. I've already talked to all of them way ahead of time, but I'm getting them all, just anchored down now, saying 100%, right? 100%, right? So I was talking to one of them about it today, Bill Onifray, I think it was. Anyway, I was telling him about the venue, and I said, man, that's probably the most perfect venue that I've ever seen. The stage, the seating and the stage is awesome.
And that cool mezzanine that wraps all around the top, dude.
It's a freaking theater.
I went and checked it out in person. It's fucking badass.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've only seen it online.
I took some pictures and video, but it's cool. And Arm Gods, they want to do theirs. They don't want to do their matches on the stage. They want to do them on the floor and have everybody around the match. So we're gonna have to like set up differently Friday night and then set up differently for Saturday.
When are they all going to be there? We can talk about all this some other time, but
yeah, I don't know. They still haven't booked all their flights and stuff. I think they're waiting till after Christmas because they have some big tournaments coming up that they're throwing there. So I told them, like, dude, you better get on it because I'm trying to get everybody to book as soon as possible because Mikey tried to book and he could only book Friday and Saturday, and they didn't have Thursday in the booking, so it said like, oh, that's sold out or whatever.
Yeah,
but go book your hotels at Winter Blast if you're coming because it's so nice to stay at the venue.
Yeah,
just walk out of your hotel room and be there.
I'll be coming in on Thursday, I believe, but see the entire month of March, I'll be gone. I'll be out on the road. So we start out the first part of March in Vegas, and then I'll leave straight from there. I fly out to Sweden, and then I fly from Sweden over to Finland. I'm gonna be reffing Finland's national championships, and then I fly from Finland to Philly. And then I'll have to fly from Philly back to Dallas, where I left my truck at the airport, and drive back home from there.
You're assuming you're going to survive Philly.
Yeah, I hope I will.
I think it's going to be great, dude. I think this year is going to be badass.
I do too.
I can't wait. I mean, a lot of people have already put interested or going. Tons of people have hit me up, like from abroad, from other countries that are coming. There's a group of people coming from like Argentina. Like there's like all kinds of strange things coming.
Heck yeah, man. I consider your tournament one of the premier ones, man. Honestly, I think when I think of premier events, there's a handful, and like that's what it is. Sean's got premier events.
Yeah.
Yourself, I would consider Michigan State a premier event. I would consider Tim Talmadge's Washington State's and Arizona State's premier. You know, there are great events. People should go support them for sure.
Yeah, there's good opportunities out there. It's just people have to be willing, I guess, kind of to travel to get to some of these bigger ones.
Yeah.
I want to go visit a lot of them this year if I can, just to, even though I probably won't pull, but I'll go and hang out and support just to see, some of these other big events.
Well, I'm proud to be part of a lot of the premier events in the country. I'm so proud to be a part of that. Which of course my Vegas event's my favorite one. It's the most fun that I've ever been to. And Winter Blast is the largest tournament in the country. And then you got the national championships, and there's so many great events out there that are large and good and a lot of talent. And I wish people would start really focusing on these events to really get behind and start supporting. Because when we have one of these premier events that only 100 entries show up at, that's just a slap in the face right there.
That's tough. That's my biggest fear. Like, I'm nervous till the day of, till you see who's there, because it's like, you know, when you put a lot of money into something like Winter Blast and this and that, and then if you had a bad turnout, that's not a good day.
Yeah. I mean, I've had tournaments that are supposed to pull 400 entries, and then in the next year pulled like 150. I'm like, what the hell happened? Because there's a whole bunch of other small tournaments stacked all around you, and people going to all of them like But why would you go to all of those? I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, arm wrestlers are lazy.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if it's close
We
to your
are.
house.
If
The
it's
thing
an
that
hour,
most are those backyard barbecue fucking tournaments, and people will go to that over a normal tournament.
Yeah.
I wish to God that there was some way that people could unite, like, and have like a set schedule. You know, I know that's not really realistic, but if there was like a set schedule for, hey, this is North American Arm Wrestling right here. These are the premier events you go to. If you go to these other events, cool, but they ain't gonna count towards the big boy rankings. Like that ain't how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we could figure something out like that in the States. Unfortunately,
It's a pipe dream.
Yeah, I mean, the States is great because we're so large, but it sucks because we're so large.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a big thing about this weekend, man. That's a big thing that sucked. Like when I was talking to people this weekend, dude, I had people from everywhere. Canada, Vermont, Maine, Washington, California. I mean, everywhere. And it sucks that it's this overshadow this type of event, because if this wouldn't have happened, it would have been looked at as a cool event, you know? It sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. But yeah, man, I mean, you guys are killing it. All y'all. Ryan, you're killing it. Mikey, you're killing it. Sean, you're always killing it. I respect the hell out of y'all for sure.
Well, I'm gonna get off of here, fellers. It's time for my sleep time. I gotta have this beauty rest.
All right, buddy. Take care, and thanks for coming on and helping us get to the bottom of all this stuff. And
Laray, quit stealing from your business partners. And then at the end of the day, we're gonna blame it all on Robbie. We all know it's his fault anyway. I mean,
Right.
Chris didn't do nothing wrong. He's not responsible. So
if you guys want what you're owed, you have to beat Robbie Lefty.
yeah.
He lost who'd he lose to? Artem and Ole?
Artem.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And Ole. So
Look, Artem is coming up. You got to give kudos to Artem. That little scrawny teenage boy has grown up.
Yeah.
He pulled Adam right hand and like tried to top roll, didn't work. Robert Kelly next to me yelled, "Artem, you can beat him in a hook." And he looked at him and shook his head. And I looked at Robert. I'm like, I don't know about this. And I'll be damned, dude, if he didn't beat him in a hook. I'm like, holy crap. That surprised me.
Who, Artem beat Adam?
Yes. Adam came back and beat him in the in the finals twice, but in the regular side of the bracket, he beat him.
Oh.
Damn.
I wonder what it's like to actually win a match.
That little Russian right there, he's impressing me more and more every day. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he levels up every year more and more.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I remember one time we were in Florida at a tournament. He came to me. He may remember this. He said something about he said Worley told me to pull you. He said I'd beat you. And, I mean, Artem back this time was like this big around, like he was skinny or scrawny little thing. And I was like, man, we can do a super match if you want to. That's up to you, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like all confident, acting like now I'm like, oh shit, no, I don't want none of Artem.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, Artem's looking he's looking tough, man. He got a lot of good wins. And he's worked for it too. Like
he puts in the work. That's what I was gonna say. You see him in the gym and his
and
videos.
And that's what it takes. I don't put in the work anymore, you know. So I'm proud for Artem because I know what type of work it takes to get to where he's at. So I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah,
that's true, Dave.
Yep. All right, we'll see y'all. I got to get my beauty rest.
All right,
see you, buddy.
See you, Mikey. See you, Laray.
Give O our love.
He's asleep. Oh,
he's like, get off that podcast. You're keeping me up.
Yeah, he ain't waking up at all. All right, we'll see you.
See you.
All right, bye.
Yeah, we can wrap it up too. I got food coming here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
But I think we set out, we did what we set out to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, look, all I can say is from my end, I apologize for how it went down. No matter what people think, no matter what's said, I still carry blame. And I'm not avoiding that. I'm not avoiding that at all. When it comes to money, I don't carry the blame. I don't. But when it comes to promoting an event, thinking something was going to be there, thinking this is how it was going to be, I do carry blame. And a lot of fools put their trust in me, and I do apologize for that. So
Hey, we blame you.
I expected it, man. You know, I did. That's why I'm on there, man. I'm the one on there answering. You know, I try to answer all the comments, no matter what. You know, I do that. Even other people's YouTube videos, I'm in the comments replying. Right? I don't. I want it to be transparent. I want it to be clear. I want my name to be clear too, because this ain't me. You're talking to a boy that's never even been to the fucking principal office, bro. You know, like I'm not that type of person. Can I post the receipts publicly? I have the receipt. I could go through and get everybody that's paid me, but I have the receipts of everything I sent Chris. It's on my post on Facebook. $7,400. Again, that's not counting the cash I gave him, but that's one of those things that it's going to be hard to prove. I understand that. But yeah.
Well, I mean, if he actually does get everybody their money, I think, you know, in time it'll go away, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least make an effort to start doing it, and people start to see like, oh, okay, he paid this. You know?
Yep, I agree. Regardless if the pays got cut, you know, the post did get made, whatever. That should have been made months before it did. But still, you still should have paid through fourth, right? That was a big thing. I mean, even with the round robins, you pay to what you said. We paid to sixth through the round robins because with that high level event, you're going to have guys. I mean, Eduardo Tiete, everybody knows him. He went 12th. He got 12th in the round robins, right?
That's crazy.
So when you're holding elite events like that, and you got so many high level people are going to look at that and be like, well, I don't even know if I can finish top 3. So if you divvy that money out to fourth, people come in expecting it. You know, it's just that's the way it should have been.
Yeah, I mean,
and he owned it. He owned it. He said he should have paid out to fourth.
Like we may never get down to like the very bottom of it with it. You know, I mean, it would take work to get all the information.
Yeah,
but I think both of you probably learned some valuable lessons.
Sure. 1000%.
That you can use in the future, and you know, hey, everybody makes mistakes, you know. Just not as bad as you two, motherfucker. No.
And look, man, I'll say it again. I love Chris to death. You know, I've considered him family. I hate this shit happen.
Just
hopefully.
Do you think he loves you?
I think he does. You know, it's business. When you start mixing business with personal, that's when it gets sticky.
It's very hard to keep it separate. Like, you know, for some people it's easy, but some people it's really hard for them to keep business and like friendship separate.
Yeah.
Which I understand. It's not an easy thing, but you know, hopefully you guys will be all right at the end of this. And you know, hey, we just wanted to get the facts so that both of you could tell your sides of the story, because Facebook was fucking crazy, dude. I'm like, all right, we got to do something here. Like, this is nuts.
Dude, I had to literally just leave my phone in the opposite room, bro, because like I'm the type, if my phone rings, I grab it, right? Oh, there's a comment, I need to go respond to it. I have to. Like, if I just disappear from Facebook, that would look very weird, you know? So that's what was running through my head, and it sucked to have to do that. I mean, I was up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning the other night replying, and finally my wife was like, you got to come to bed. Like, you got to let that go and get it in the morning or something. But it's just,
it's hard. I know how it is. Like, when someone says something about you and you feel that it's false, it's like you feel like you got to defend your honor. You know, and
especially
you don't
me, man.
Anything. Like,
I'm the biggest people pleaser you'll meet, bro. I am, man. Someone could come slap me in the face, and I'll be like, "Did I do something to deserve that?" Like, it's just, that's just me, man, and that's a big detriment.
Mikey slaps me all the time, dude.
Mikey's cool, man.
He's all right. I'm gonna see him this weekend, dude. If they let me into King of the Table, we'll see. We'll find out when I show up.
Good luck with that,
Mikey. If they don't let me in, I start flipping fucking tables over. All right,
Ryan. I dare you to wear an Ingen mask. Just wear an Ingen mask.
You know I'm bringing it, dude. That's just gonna be in my pocket. Maybe the
boys.
Camera will hit the crowd, and then you'll just see me in there with my Engen mask. Like,
hey, which match are you most excited about, Mikey?
I mean, because of who my wife is, Gabby and Babora definitely, you know, strikes a nerve with me. I mean, of course, Levon's pulling too. Man, I mean, there's so many people on this fucking card. Yeah, Dave Chafee. Matt Mask, man, these are all like good friends of mine. So
A little disappointed that they matched up Brian Shaw and Eddie, because I would rather them pull an arm wrestler so we could see where they're at than each other. I know
that's a
it's
good point.
I know
I
it's
wonder-
really for the sport, but it would be cool to see them pull an arm wrestler so we could see how they do. Like against each other, that tells us nothing.
I
Yeah.
kind of wondered if it was one of those things. It's like, okay, we got two guys that are thinking about getting in the sport. Let's
Yeah.
see which one the dog is, and then the other one kind of goes back to doing what he was doing. I wonder if it was that type of deal.
Like Billy Ortegas nailed it by saying, like, it would have been awesome. Like, say you're following Brian Shaw and he goes to a local tournament and he fucking wins, and then he works his way up to a fucking king of the table match. And then everybody would get to know him, and it would create more following than to just throw them in a match that probably most arm wrestlers are like, they probably don't deserve that match because they haven't proved themselves.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to see them get a king of the table against an arm wrestler, so we could see like, oh, he beat this guy or he lost to this guy. This is where he's at. But
It'll
it's
probably be
fun to see those two monsters go at it.
it'll probably
Yeah.
be odd,
I would have
right?
just preferred to see them pull an arm wrestler.
It'll probably be odd, right? Even though the weight's different. I feel like that's where we're headed.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to probably take a Brian Shaw to beat Levon someday if we can fucking train him up.
You don't think Jerry has a chance?
That's what I was about to say.
I don't know, man.
That flop wrist, bro.
Flop is hard to deal with, dude.
It is.
Have you ever, like,
Yeah, I've been there.
like, fuck, what is this guy doing to me? You're
Yeah,
like,
I've been there.
Yeah.
To me, the big thing is if Jerry gets him to his side of the table, right? Because even when he pulled Devin, they were kind of stuck at the center, right? And Levon kind of, when your arm gets outside your shoulder, that's when you start losing horsepower. That's when you start losing your percentages. Him and Devin kind of really didn't, he was comfortable. If Jerry can get him stopped and get him to his side of the table, I think he's got a shot. Because, I mean, the gas tank's going
I
to be.
feel like whenever you pull someone that presses, whether it's a flop or not, your first move should be to pull them out towards you immediately so that they can't fucking do that. Then you can start going sideways. But I always feel like you cannot, if you let them get in that fucking press and you're the one out, you're fucked.
Especially if his shoulder gets behind it.
Someone like Jerry,
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's not where you want. I mean,
Damn, y'all kind of got me excited about it. I ain't gonna lie.
It really is a good card. I know that I say that every time, but like this one really is.
I can't wait to see, dude. Hopefully they let me in.
I'll have to hit up Robert Kelly to see if he'll send me like $19.99 of my pay-per-view cuts. So I can buy.
I'm gonna walk.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna walk past where they take payment or look at your phone with the Engen mask. Like I belong there.
Nice.
See, I'm like, hey, you know who I am?
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Well, Mikey, I'm gonna get off here. I'll let you go eat your food, brother.
Oh yeah.
Y'all
Thanks,
enjoy
everybody, for
yourselves,
watching.
man. And
Thanks for coming on, bro.
if I ain't shunned, y'all can hit me up anytime. I'd love to come on here and talk with y'all.
Shout out to you and Chris. Like, it takes a lot of balls to come on a fucking podcast where the whole community wants to fucking like lynch you.
Honestly, people were messaging me saying, "Hey, go do a live." I'm like, I'm gonna wait because honestly, I kind of expect Ryan to hit me up or somebody. Like, I'm sure they're gonna, it's a bigger platform.
I appreciate you coming on and like letting us do it. Like, you could have gone on any podcast. So thanks for letting me and Mikey do it.
Man, like I've talked to a lot of people, but genuinely, like when I come on here and talk with you guys, it feels a little bit different. It feels like
we try to joke around more and it's not as serious and
But yeah, man, I'll let y'all go. Y'all enjoy your weekend.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
See you Saturday, Mikey.
See you, man.
Take it easy.
Later. Well, that went well. I don't know if we got to the bottom of it yet. I think there's a lot of stuff that still needs to come to light. I mean, I got all the math written down. There's still some questions, I think, but I think what the next step would have to be is Laray would probably have to go through all his cash apps or whatever he used and make a list of each person that paid him and make it public, or give it to Chris and say, hey, here's everyone that paid me. And it can easily be verified because everyone on that list, everyone on both their lists knows who they paid and what they paid. It would be real easy to go down the list and verify it and hit up each guy and just be like, hey, you're on this guy's list. Did you pay this? Yes. Okay. Check mark. Boom. Get to the bottom of it that way. And then we would know, where the discrepancies are and stuff. But, I don't think we have all the answers, and I don't know if we will. Hopefully it gets taken care of. Chris said he was going to try to fix it. Said he would, and well, yeah. Thanks for both those guys coming out. That's pretty ballsy, considering the whole community was up in arms, and nice of those guys to come on and explain their side somewhat. But like I said, we didn't get all the answers we want, but we got some answers. We got some math that we can do. There is some money missing. Obviously, there are some things that most people probably would have done different. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and see you guys at King of the Table. Those of you that are going there Saturday, bunch of us going. So I'll end this live. Rub one out. See ya.